You know, I for the first time, like I've heard this word a lot, but I found the definition, or I finally heard what it meant. So I was talking with the guest today on Off the Mats, and they mentioned the term incel. I've always heard it. I didn't know what the fuck it meant. I was like, damn, dude. Like, I don't even like. Somebody called me an incel once. I was like, what? I don't even know what that means. And now that I know what it means, it's even fucking more fucked up and dumber that this person called me because, like,
Yeah,
bitch,
I'd say you're not an incel.
I got kids. I fuck. I fuck a lot. Like, I'm not an incel. I'm not involuntary celibate. You
That's one
cunt.
of the one indicator.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
since I've heard that term, I think first time maybe 1 or 2 years ago on podcast, and I do agree, like not agree, but I think there is a growing number of incels among younger men.
yeah. So, but is it one? Well, I guess yeah. It's just weird because
But I
like,
think men are slowly becoming women, and women like we're all just about to be.
well, I mean,
Like there's actually stuff happening uh, hormonally, like men's testosterone are coming down. So it's there is some science in it.
like I feel like, like we got women that are independent, they're strong, they're doing their thing, they don't need a man. I fucks with it. I dig it. You know. Then you got dudes that are like, well, I don't need no woman either. You probably do need a woman, buddy. You're saying you don't need a woman because you can't get a woman. There's a difference. Then there's some dudes. There's just some dudes like I stand behind the statement. If my wife leaves me, she's like, look, I'm fucking sick of your shit. I'm sick of you and your action figures. I'm like, all right. Looks like I'm hanging out with this hand more often now. Like, cause I just don't fucking feel like fucking dealing with someone else's bullshit, and they don't want to do it mine either.
Well, I was single for a really long time, and I had no problem with being single. Like I would hear other people talk, and they seemed kind of desperate to jump into another relationship. And I was like, I'm good. And what made me want to get into one was just like, all right, this feels good. Like
Yeah.
this is right in terms of our personalities clicking. And the COVID still got me. My voice has still been messed up, by the way, so I'm clearing my throat a lot, unfortunately. But
That's wild. Like, Sarah was really sick this week. I came home, saw a COVID test on the counter. It was negative, and I was like, yeah, bitch, better be negative. Who you fucking? Yeah, everybody in the house is sick, but me. You know why? Because I'm tight as shit, son.
I don't know what it is, but I think I have something sensitive. It seems like if I have a night of drinking, especially if it's whiskey, my voice will go raspy.
Yeah, that makes sense, Steve. I don't know if you know how that works, but that makes sense.
But I feel like I get it all the time where I have to constantly clear my throat.
That sounds like it probably should be. Yeah. I just had some whiskey recently. Yeah, last week.
Oh, maybe whiskey today.
It's pretty good. I didn't have any today. You know why? Because I don't have a drinking problem. But I got this beer in my hand. It's not a problem. It's a
I can tell you
solution.
it is a problem. I really like Bush Light.
It's
I've
not
been
a
able
problem.
to find. For some reason, they don't have it in many places. They always have Bush.
Hmm.
I decided for Bush today. I don't like it as much.
That used to be.
It's got kind of like a corn taste.
It used to be a staple growing up. Just because that was a cheap 30-pack, and we
It's
like
not hateful, but
you know.
it'd be at the lower end, I think, in this category. I like the Bush Light more.
Noted. Now I know what to get you for your birthday.
Tons of Bush beer.
I'm fucking tired as fuck. I don't think the time change has anything to do with it. I think I'm just tired.
Well, we gain an hour.
I don't know.
Nowadays, yeah. Fall
Wait,
back.
so it would be 10 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
Or is that 10 or that's 10 o'clock? So it'd be 10 o'clock. Fucking military.
Yeah, because
time.
all your cell phones and stuff update automatically. But when I was driving here for a second, I was like, did I oversleep? Am I an hour late? Oh yeah.
So we went. Weirdly enough, I decided to go to Target with my wife this morning. I was only looking for action figures. I didn't go because I cared. I went because she was like, "You want to go to Target with me?" I was like, "Do I?" Meanwhile, I buy all my shit online anyway. But I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we get in the car and she didn't change the time on her clock. So I'm looking because I had to record at 1 o'clock today, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta hurry. Like we gotta rush through Target." And I had this watch on that's not changed yet. And I'm like looking. I was like, "Yo, we don't have time. Yo, I gotta get home." because I fucked this up last week with this guest. I want to make sure I don't fuck it up again this week. And then I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, never mind. It's 11 o'clock. It's cool. We're fine. Like, we can mosey about. Let's go buy some bullshit now. I don't even know what we bought. Spent a lot of fucking money on a bunch of shit. I don't even think, like, I don't know what any of it. Got some new Glade plugins, you know, because the other one was a little intense in the bathroom. You go in there and it's like, it was strong. But yeah, that's it. No action figures.
Well, it just made me think of old school. Exciting little Sunday. Whatever, said something like that.
Yeah.
What do you got planned up for this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't, maybe go to Home Depot. I don't know if we're gonna have time.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah. Actually, I honestly kind of miss that though. We used to, you know, on Sunday that was our thing. We go to the store, we go do our grocery shopping, we get all our shit done, and then we're set for the week. I kind of miss that. As much as I hate like going out to the store in the crowds, there was something to that. I think I kind of rage pushed the cart, like trying to plow over people, but it was fun. It was a game, like people get in my way, but I also knew like all our shit was set for the week, and it wasn't like now. So text me tonight when she gets to work. What do you want to do this week for dinner ideas? I'm the kind of person, I'll have the same fucking meal, because my grandparents, that's how they did it. Monday night was cabbage and rice. Good dish. I enjoyed it. Tuesday night was, I want to say it was pasta. Wednesday night was fish. Thursday night was leftovers. Friday night was some sort of Mexican dish. Saturday was pizza. Sunday was hot dogs or burgers on the grill. That was the order every single fucking week. And I'm okay with that. Sarah, on the other hand, is not. She's like, I need different varieties. I'm like, well. Then stop asking me what I want for dinner, because I'm going to tell you the same fucking thing. Although I do get fucking sick of baked chicken. Like that shit. I hate it so much. I hate it. But yeah, that's it, man. It's just the good old days. I miss it. Like a fat kid misses cupcakes when he got diabetes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the NFL, because some good shit happened. Detroit won.
Yeah, that's wild.
So don't
you
do
haven't
that.
been able to say that since week one.
The week 2. So
Was it week 2?
yeah, don't disrespect my team.
So you have 3 wins?
No, we didn't win week 1.
Oh yeah, we played the week 2.
Yeah, all the Detroit's like early games were like scoring like mad amounts of points, and their opponent scoring a bunch more, except for Washington. And like after right before the bye, they just forgot how to play, because New England didn't let them score at all, and they played someone else and they got fucking shut down.
Yeah, this game was not like a typical Detroit game.
No.
Where's your 30 points? Where's your
What was the score, like 17?
15 to 9?
Yeah, it was like some bullshit.
Which, yeah, I mean, usually the second half, y'all just start getting spanked.
Yeah, well, that was what I was worried about. I saw 15 to 9. I was like, here we go with this bullshit.
I'm sitting looking at that game. Rodgers threw 3 picks. I think he won. I think either he's throwing games or he just lost. I know they don't have good receivers, but dang.
Yeah, it can't be that bad. I mean, it cannot be. Like you don't have a Devontae Adams anymore, and all of a sudden you can't fucking throw, right?
Maybe they should get back together, because their little separation ain't going too well for either one.
This motherfucker gonna show up to fucking Vegas one day.
Devontae's over knocking people down. Yo, he had 10 catches, I think 150, 2 touchdowns, and they still lost.
That just goes to show you, it's not all just on that kid's shoulders.
Goes to show. He thought big things were gonna happen with the Raiders.
I'm gonna go play with my best friend from college too.
Yeah, he probably hates him now.
They be fighting.
This was supposed to be fun. We just lose every week.
Like, why are we losers? And then Derek Carr is like, I mean, that's what we do here. Didn't you know? He's like, no. I thought, didn't you see what Burrow and fucking Chase did? They're doing great. They're friends. Like, yeah. They're winners, though. We're not. We're the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders. Speaking on that, they're now 2-6.
Just like Detroit, son. What's up?
You pretty much crossed them off of making the playoffs.
Nah, it's not over yet.
I think it's over.
They could go for. They could go on a run. Don't hate on the Raiders. They could go on a run. They could.
I thought the Raiders were going to be good this year.
So did I. So did they.
I mean, you figure what they had from last year. They got Devontae Adams as an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean,
But they got the Derek Carr degrade.
Derek Carr playing like David Carr. That's wild. David was the number 1 pick to Houston, and Derek. I don't know where Derek got picked, but it wasn't number 1.
So maybe his reality kicked in.
He was like, "It sucks being a car.
Full job. Maybe y'all got rid of Mariota and picked him.
I'm a Pinto." I don't know. I mean, the thing is, they had the pieces that looked like okay, and then they got Adams. It was like, oh, they're gonna be trouble, and I don't know what's going on. Maybe they need Gruden. So I don't know, but yeah, Detroit won.
Oh yeah,
So
they
that's
didn't
good.
keep that coach from last year either, did they?
I don't know.
I doubt they did.
Once they moved to Vegas, I stopped paying attention for
But
sure.
when they fired Gruden was when they went on the win streak. And then they probably didn't even give that coach a job.
That tends to happen a lot, though. Like the interim coach would do well, and they're like, "Yeah, we aren't keeping you though," because I guess the idea is like since we got rid of that guy, we're getting rid of the whole regime. That includes you.
And I guess me didn't have interviews really, just like you're a coach. You're the next
He's like,
up.
"Yeah, you're just the next guy in line. We didn't really choose you as a lack of options." That's how like a lot of my friendships happen. You're welcome. But oh shit, look at that. Now we're looking at the upsets. It's 14-9.
See?
Look at Tennessee
So
with the
let's go.
rookie quarterback.
So 14-9 Tennessee. Chargers and Atlanta. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, right? Tennessee starting at what's his name? Malik Willis.
Hold on. Let me. Yeah, the rookie because Tannehill's hurt. Wink, wink.
So we got Chargers, Falcons. Chargers won 2017. That game, we're gonna see Atlanta.
All right, so hold on. Let me go into that real quick. I don't want to go into any numbers or stats. So I do this ESPN pick'em, right? Now I have a system. I have a formula. So obviously we knew what was going to happen Thursday night. So that's green for me. So that Atlanta and Chargers game was one that I looked at with the system that I have. Was one of those games where it's like either one of these motherfuckers could win, and Atlanta's been one of those weird games.
Yeah,
I wanted to go
in
with,
every game.
I wanted to go with the Chargers, but I said, let me give this to Atlanta. And these motherfuckers bit me in the nuts, and now I look like stupid. And then, let's see here, Cincinnati. Oh, look at that, green. Detroit, I pick them every week, green. Minnesota, that was another one though. I had that one as a slippery game. I thought Washington could win that game, but I did pick Minnesota, green. Jacksonville, green. Chicago and Miami, green. Patriots and Colts, super green. Now Buffalo and the Jets, that was another one. I was like, this could be a trap game. But I'm gonna go with Buffalo just because they're stronger offense. Wrong. Seattle and Arizona, green. Tampa Bay and the Rams was another slippery one, but I got my green. And then right now, this Kansas City Tennessee game is the only one that I'm going to flat out probably lose if Kansas City don't get their life together. Cocksuckers.
So looking at this, it seems your strategy, besides picking Detroit, is to pick the favorite team.
No. I pick who's the higher scoring team.
Right.
Whoever has who's averaging the most points, that's where I go. Well, and not just that though. I look at the defense. I look at the other team's defense. If the other team's defense is letting up more points than the other team is scoring, yeah, I'm picking it.
The Bengals in Carolina was a wild game. Yeah, I don't understand the Bengals. They look killer, like they're back to being their form from last year.
Because they are.
And then the next week they lose to like a terrible team, look terrible, or throws tons of picks. They look bad. So
Fuck them kids.
Mixon today, though. Goddamn.
So yeah, I didn't look at numbers. I just looked at my defense because I had started New England over Buffalo. That worked out.
Mixon did pretty much all this in the first half. 153 rushing, 4 touchdowns, 58 receiving and a touchdown. 5 touchdowns, 200 yards for Mixon.
That makes my nipples
So
hard.
you got Mixon this week. You probably will win. If you win against him, you're probably gonna lose. And there is a lot of that pairing of Mixon with Devontae Adams, where you pick in the draft, and they both went off to the. But yeah, that puts the Bengals. You know, the Ravens still need to win because their game up.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks for the Bengals is good as they look today. They're 0-3
Because they suck.
So yeah, they need to get in front of Baltimore. And they need to get ahead of them. Obvious. The other was Jets beating Buffalo was a big upset.
Yeah, it was big. That
Jets
division's
defense
wild.
is ridiculous. Allen threw 2 picks.
That whole division is 6-2, 6-3, 6-3, 5-4.
Yeah,
Those-
Wilson, I think since he's come back, it's like 5-1 or something.
Yeah, fucking moms. That's what that
I
one
mean,
happens.
his stats aren't the greatest, but he's winning. They found a way that Brees Hall losing him was a big loss, but they got James Robinson to step in. Uncle Carter did alright. And yeah, he's probably, I think, some Buffalo players better go check their mom.
Yeah, out there getting their backs blown out by Zach. The Zach attack.
Washington loses to Minnesota, which honestly, Washington to make the playoffs the way that division is, everyone, now we're the only team with a losing record, but we were 500. This probably eliminates us. It doesn't mathematically, but probably.
Well, no, because I
We're gonna
mean
have to go on a
they're
big
not
run.
playing terrible right now with Heineke. What's going to happen is when Wentz is back, they're going to put him
I
back
don't think
in.
they're gonna put him in.
I feel like Rivera's going to put him back in there.
I mean, Rivera picked him. That's his boy.
Exactly. Well, I think Rivera's going to be like, well, we got to put Wentz back in there. He's the starter. And then they're going to start losing again. And then there's going to be a controversy of who should we start, Heineke or Wentz? And I think the team responds better to Heineke.
Oh, way better. I mean, so this, I don't like Wentz, but if you look up his numbers, he literally was ranked 30th in quarterbacking this year.
Hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. My wife had to call. Some car issues, so business being taken care of. But yeah, whatever we were saying, Redskins.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan put the team up. But I mean, as of now, it's just like he's opening to listening what's out there. So nothing might happen. I mean, a lot of people are getting excited. I think it's the way these processes last. Like, this is going to take like 3 years.
I don't know, because the Clippers sold pretty quick. The Clippers Clippers like that dude.
And if the price is right.
Yeah, the Clippers, that for sale sign went up on a Thursday, and that team was sold by Sunday.
The thing is, we don't know is like there could be a chance he's selling partial ownership because there was a lot of other minority owners that all gave up their ownership back to him.
Well, Jay-Z wants to buy, so he's minority.
I'm not crazy about Jay-Z doing it. I mean, he was with Brooklyn for a little bit. And something happened. I think he had that sports company that he had to get rid of. And that's the thing I wonder if the other rumor is Bezos with Jay-Z. Yeah. Amazon now has the Thursday night game. Is Washington always going to be on the Thursday night game? Those Amazon Prime jerseys for Washington are going to be hot.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like then the question becomes, and
there's a conflict of interest. Yeah.
This is always kind of the thing when it comes to sports teams, though. It's like ownership. It's like, all right, so when it comes to owners, let's just think about the teams that we know the owners, at least, that we could think of off top, and what it's done. So Jerry Jones, he went, bought the Cowboys, got him some Super Bowls pretty quickly. Robert Kraft bought the Patriots in the 90s, got him to a Super Bowl, brought in all the right pieces, and then eventually, they got to the Super Bowl in the 2000s, and they just kept winning. Yeah, and then when he got a massage, because he earned it. He deserved those massages and hand jobs. And, who can hate him for that? Why are we hating on this guy for going to getting jerked off? Like, why does everybody always want to hate on somebody for getting jerked off? Like, we hate people for coming. Like, yo, like, chill,
Yeah, we
son.
don't know the situation. Maybe he didn't ask for it.
Yeah, they might have took advantage of this dude. They said, "Oh, Big Poppy, you got money," and then start going squirt, squirt. We don't know the situation. We wasn't in the room. Gross. Arthur Blank, the Falcons owner, he's gotten him to the Super Bowl. Well, I wouldn't say he got him there, but it seems like he takes care of the team until now they fucking suck. So, the Fords up in Detroit are trash. Sell the team. Get rid of them. Fuck it. Who's fucking Al Davis? It's like when you think about owners, it's like, well, what are they really doing? Are they like the type of owners that are hands on and they really love football? Like Jerry Jones is the GM as well, so
which is their problem. I don't know.
Whereas you have teams like the Fords, they're just like, yeah, we own it. Just hire somebody to fucking handle it, and they don't ever do it well.
Who owns the Steelers? They seemed like they were good owners.
Was it
They put the right people in place.
the Mara family?
Yeah, it was a family. I don't know if they still own it. But the Steelers
Was it
seem
the
the most
Rooneys?
consistent.
The Rooneys, I think.
Yeah,
Or
that sounds
maybe.
right.
I know that's
Yeah,
where the
they-
Rooney Rule came from.
Oh yeah, 'cause what exactly is the? I know it has something to do with.
You got to interview one minority coach, even though you might say, "I'm going to hire Steve Mariucci." You still have to, interview a minority coach, even though you got
Did
your
I
guy.
hear right that they were like looking to review in the Supreme Court the affirmative action or something?
I wouldn't be shocked. At this point, everything's on the table now. But hey, Clarence Thompson, is it Thompson or Thomas?
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. He was fucking with Anita Hill back in the day. I remember that shit. That was the first time I knew it was some real
he's
like
one of those typical,
political
religious
political hot shit.
He playing the Bible card a lot and then does some shit like that. So it's okay if he does.
But it's wild because he's like, yeah, let's review gay marriage. Let's fuck with abortion. Hey, Clarence, what about interracial marriage? No, I don't fuck with that. Why not? Oh, because your wife white? Oh, you don't want to mess with that, do you? Yeah, all right, I see you. All right, cool. Let's see how you want to play that game. Don't shine that flashlight back at you. But yeah, maybe I like segregation. Dude,
Get your own water fountain.
Yeah.
Do you think? I bet kids were curious back then. Like, I wonder what that water tastes like.
Do they get chocolate milk in theirs? Yo, that'd be
And
wild.
there was probably one kid like, I'm gonna go over here because honestly, their water's better.
Yeah,
It tastes better.
It's like, yo, they got a long ass line at theirs. Fuck
Oh
this.
yeah, it's like when you're at a concert at Merriweather Post, you go in, the girls' line is like a mile long, and then you go in when you finally get into the men's, which isn't nearly as long. There's women in there using the urinals and the sinks.
Yo, that happened out at Water Street. I don't know. This. I don't think you're with me at Water Street.
Does that still exist?
I mean, I'm sure the street exists. I don't think the program exists how it used to be. But like, I remember being out on Water Street one night, and you know how that was. It was just people in the streets drinking, but the bars were open for people to like go in for the bathroom. I remember going into the bathroom, and I'm in one of the stalls, and I come out and I see a chick, and you know it's not like an empty bathroom. It's a pretty packed bathroom, and the chick is just at the urinal pissing, and this guy, this fucking guy looks. I was like, I can't remember what he said. Whatever he said, it was like, yo, you on some straight creeper shit, son. Like, you should be shot. Like, that's some weird shit. She didn't seem to mind, but she's also a female in the men's bathroom, so, like, you know, she makes an issue. You know, I'm sure in her head, she's like, I'm in potential danger. So it was like, yeah. You know, she just giggled and laughed it off. You know, and all was right in the world. But I was like, yo, son, like, sure, she shouldn't be in here, but you shouldn't be, like, watching her piss. That's some next level creep shit. Like, that's like super creep shit now that I think about it. Also, that shit was like, what the fuck? I mean, okay. When you gotta go. But shit. I mean, I've gone in the women's bathroom here and there. Because, I mean, it's like shit.
Logistically, that's fine for us. We can go.
But also, it wasn't like a big, like, women's, it was like single, you know. Right. So it's like, I can go in there and lock the door. Which is goofy to even have signs at that point.
Yeah, Yeah, I definitely. If I did notice it, would not like stare. So I don't know exactly how they're doing. I definitely know they were over the sink before.
Well, I know this chick was standing up at the urinal, which, at the time I was, what, maybe 22, 21?
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. Then my only
And I was
picture
thinking,
that
does she have
was
a dick?
the Step Brothers. I don't remember. She like puts her leg up.
So, no,
Just
yeah,
one leg.
nope. This was at the urinal. She was just straight standing. I mean, I'm sure she was like kind of standing over it.
I saw a joke online of like the thing girls can get. It's like a little
Yeah.
funnel type thing. Then they can go standing up.
Yeah, I told Winter I was going to get her one for her birthday.
Actually would come in pretty handy, especially if you got to go into the men's room. It looks like it covers everything.
Or if you're traveling, you got to go find the woods. You don't want to squat down. You might get a spider bite on your cooter. And so that happened in the real world. One of the challenges. The one chick, Coral, they're like doing one of the final challenges, and she had to stop to piss, and she got bit by a spider while pissing. She was allergic, and that's why they lost. Wink, wink. No, they lost because Coral was a fucking piss poor fucking teammate. That's why they lost. She sucked trying to run up a fucking mountain. Black folk can't be running up mountains. We ain't built for that. We plane motherfuckers, yo. We running planes. Good lord. But yeah, hopefully, like with the ideal of Snyder selling potentially, I think he's just trolling. I don't think he's gonna sell. I think he's just fucking with people right now. But if he were to sell, I mean, it's like,
or
okay.
he's gonna, like I said, it could be like a partial ownership thing. And
Dumb.
that would suck for us. But yeah, if you buy the team, he just changed the name and named it himself, and he's not looked at as very fond of by anyone. Would you keep the name?
Nope, I change it.
Change it right away.
I change it, and I do whatever I could to get whatever name. I don't know. I would put it up to a real vote. I would do it like a tournament style.
So kind of like the Wizards did, where they came up with 4 really bad names, but I think that there was a vote.
That sucks.
Yeah, the choices back then were not very good.
Well, I think
one was like Sea Dogs.
That's trash. It was like, did the Ravens? I don't think the Ravens did a vote. I think they had a bunch of names, and then it was just kind of like they just picked the name. I don't think they voted.
I think it was suggested though, possibly back then.
What's that for the Ravens? I know at one point they were talking about the Rhinos, like early on, the Baltimore Rhinos. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, Commanders now sounds normal already to me. The thing I don't like about Commanders though is I like the black jerseys by the way, but keeping the Redskins colors from Commanders name makes no sense to me. Like if we're gonna go Commanders, let's just go and freaking bring them out in some camo.
Yeah, I would say change it all up.
Yeah, and if I was Bezos, I'm like, I bought the team. Like, yeah, you're gonna alienate the.
We're gonna call them the Amazon Primes.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be like the Amazonians, the Amazon, we have the Prime Center. We're gonna have robots delivering your food to the seats. I mean, this should probably be tight. Yeah, I mean, he might call it the Amazon something like the team name. But if I was like, people don't want to alienate the older fans. We're already alienated. We've been bad for 30 years. To me, I was like, I bet Washington has the oldest fan base because what young people like Washington? They all like the Ravens in this area because Washington loses all the time. Unless your parents forced you to be a Washington fan, really hardcore. So stop worrying about the tradition so much because honestly, only people our age still think of Washington as having a good tradition. Anyone below 40, we're like known as the Browns.
Yeah, true.
Like younger people think of us as the Browns. So just blow it, like not to disconnect completely, but don't worry so much about connecting it to Redskins. Just I don't know. Sometimes you have a fresh start. I like those black jerseys.
Oh man, it's like if you went through the efforts of changing the name and doing all this shit, it's like just blow the whole ship up.
Yeah, let's get a new stadium. It's still gonna be Washington. Just don't maybe incorporate some of the colors, but don't worry about it looking exactly like the burgundy jerseys we have, like the Redskins jerseys, but that doesn't make sense.
No.
And I'm most disappointed that either Arnold Schwarzenegger is not our mascot, Commando, or I think the General, from those car insurance commercials.
Nah, we got to get Cobra Commander soon.
Cobra Commando, that's a good one though, and make the uniforms with the freaking Cobra Commando.
Oh, dude, I'm in. I swear,
That would have been way better.
If that ever happened,
we would have been the most popular jerseys for sure.
If that had ever happened, I'm a Washington fan, die hard. Fuck Detroit. Like I'd still like cheer for them on the
everyone likes the Raiders uniforms. Like,
yeah, it's simple.
Like even if you're not a Raiders fan, you'd rock the Raiders uniform jersey.
Yeah.
People would be rocking the Cobra Commanders.
Oh yeah, I mean especially do the black. That's I'm in. My nipples are getting hard.
Damn, if we could only buy the team.
Hey, I'm playing the lottery, son. I'm trying.
Get those helmets, make it look like Cobra Commanders helmet.
Oh, dude. See, I would go to the deep cuts though, because for the when they come out to the field, I'd pull up the OGI Joe the movie song, and like Cobra, yeah, Cobra, Cobra. They're like, what nerd owns this team? They just see me in the booth just like dancing. They're
like,
this fucking.
If you're that rich, so I think it would be hard to like if you were that rich and you're a football fan to not mingle a little bit and who we get. I might want to pick my quarterback.
It's weird because it's like
you shouldn't,
but then that starts teetering into that Jerry Jones realm.
But if you have the ability to, do whatever you want, so I might, pick a player here too. But I want to be in the sound booth at the game and be able to trigger sound effects. They throw an interception.
Wah, wah, wah.
Order for stew. This stupid stuff.
Every time they get a first down, you got the ching ching. I bet you that's what Vince McMahon had in mind with the XFL. That's coming back, right? Again, for the third time. This is like the third or fourth time they're bringing the XFL back, and I'm like, okay.
Wasn't the Rockin' Ball last time?
I feel like he still is, because I think he bought it. He's like part owner of it, and he's like, okay, I guess whatever, man. That's why I'm trying to win this Powerball.
You played NBA 2K. If you build your own stadium, you couldn't change the sound effects. So you literally could make that sound of, like, every time they miss a free throw, it's like, wah, 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 wah. It sounds so funny.
I never got that in depth with it because I was already getting annoyed every time I had to fucking talk to my players to keep them happy. They're like, okay, now you can upgrade your stadium. I was like, man, fuck your stadium. Bitch ass stadium. I don't want to fucking talk to these bitch ass players
2K
either.
Was wild though, the customization. Like you could just download an image and put it on the court, but they watch it. So I made a franchise one time.
Some
years ago. But people were, but then these people were using like Pornhub's logo as their team logo and stuff like that.
I'm not mad at it.
But I just for fun one time, like years ago, I made the Baltimore Bullets because that was the original. The Bullets were originally from Baltimore. I used the half of the La Coca Nostra logo of the gun. I mean, it looked cool. The stadium was white and black, but I actually got banned from 2K for that, and I wasn't playing anymore. They're like, "This is offensive," and they didn't take it down though. They just suspended you for 2 weeks.
Speaking of suspensions, so I go on Instagram the other day to do a regular post as I normally do because get money. And then Instagram sends me a little message that says, hey, this post isn't monetizing. I'm no stranger to that. I've had a post here and there that just, for whatever reason, they didn't want to monetize it. So that's okay. That's fine. Whatever. And then all my posts demonetized. Then I go and see a note that says, you are no longer eligible for monetization. They took it away. Well, I'm going to see what's going to happen on the 14th because that's when the renewal would happen. So they still owe me a little bit of money. But needless to say, Brett's not getting a ticket to the game. So we might have to Uber home. But yeah, dude, I was fucking disappointed.
What's the criteria? You need a certain amount of followers?
No, it's invite only right now. And they don't give a criteria because I have a bunch of followers, but I've heard people with less than 10,000 followers are getting it. But then as I'm looking at like the other criteria for like subscriptions and stuff, you have to have 10,000 followers to set up subscriptions, which is wild to even think. Like, here, subscribe to my Instagram. I wonder if anybody's actually subscribing to anyone's Instagram. I see a lot of people have the subscription thing. It pops up. So and so is offering subscriptions. I don't know what. Like, are people actually subscribing, and what are you offering? Like, is this like an OnlyFans thing? Are you like looking to beam?
I have seen
I
some
need to know.
musician things, but they're not even like that big of musicians. So I wonder, like, they all have like three people subscribing.
So,
I mean, if they're
I mean, if you got subscribers, you got subscribers. I'm just wondering,
It's,
like, what are you offering as far as bonus content? You know,
feet pics.
because like for me, I can't do subscriptions. I'm eligible to do it, and they keep telling me to do it. But the reason I can't do it is because I don't post original content. I post, I repost other content. So I could do it, but how shitty is that of me? Subscribe to me to come look at somebody else's shit. Like, that's some real bitch shit right there. But I might do it.
Hey, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of TikTok accounts, and I'm like, that's not good for you. Like, I've seen that video 10 million times.
Yeah.
Oh, then I look at their post, and it's like, oh, you got all the best memes.
Well, I mean, at the very least, at least I fucking give credit to the original poster. I hate when I repost someone's shit, and so I repost from wherever, and if they don't tag who's in it, I don't know. So then somebody comes into my comments and tags the person, which sure, that's cool. I then find out who the person is that they're tagging. I put them in my post, and then I delete that person's post and remove them as a follower. Fuck them. Don't nobody show me up on my fucking platform. I got pride issues, bitch.
I had someone one time just say, I'm going to use this photo, and it was an original photo of mine. If you have a problem with it, message me. So they didn't exactly ask for permission, but it's the same kind of thing. They're this way, I'm going to use this, and if you say no, I'll take it down.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I kind of feel like, I mean, that's the thing. They knew who owned it beforehand, so yeah, that is kind of some shit. Whereas, like with me, and again, like I think the way that I do it, and the follow count that I have now, people don't mind it. In the beginning, I think people were kind of like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But again, the fact that I was crediting the person who posted it originally is what helped it. Because what I would do is, let's say I had 2,000 followers and you have 300 followers. Well, I'm helping you. Whereas if I have 300 followers, you have 2,000 followers, I'm not helping you. You're helping me. Like, I just put up something on So You Like Horror on the 26th. And I turned around, and an hour later, I came back, I had 9,000 follows. Or likes. So I went to check the original post. Like, because I took it from a repost, so they reposted it from someone else. So I went and found who put it up first. And I looked at their thing. They only had like 2,000 likes on it. And I was like, damn, dude, why the fuck did I get 9,000? Now I think now it's at 41,000. And because of that, I think it spiked me up to like 2,500 follows now. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna turn it away. But I'm like, damn, dude, I feel bad. Like, cause she didn't get the pull from it like that. But you know, whatever, bitch. Try harder next time. Damn, people hating on my style. Let's talk about this beer, son.
Yeah. First beer of the day. Gotta guess how to say this. Double lupulus.
Come on, man.
Double lupulus. Double lupulus.
You know,
It's close, right?
We'll go with that.
Double lupulus.
I was about to go in on it, but never mind. I can't.
So it's by Atlas Brewing Company, Hanover, Pennsylvania. I said Atlas, Aldous Brewing Company.
Aldous Snow. Bullshit.
So double,
I'm Aldous Snow.
Double IPA with notes of mango, pineapple, and papaya. 8%.
Solid. I was hoping for a little more, but 8 is good.
It had a really good, promising color. It was
I like the taste. I thought it tastes pretty good.
Pretty orangey.
Yeah, it was pretty
orange
tasty, and 8%. It's solid. Yo, we're some privileged motherfuckers now. Talk about 8%. That's it.
Oh, well, so I was at the beer store today, and they was helping me grab them, and she kept grabbing these 4%. I was like, they don't do too well for us.
Hey, what the fuck? Have you not been here before?
And
we
I was
recorded?
like, they're probably good, but it's like, once you've had, like, we're well over 200 now. The majority are over 6-7%. We've done a lot, 9 and 10%. And We've had a few good 4%, 5%ers, but in general, those have been scoring lower.
Yeah, because the percentage. Fuck them. Hey,
That's our
hey,
pick.
Aiden Hutchinson got an interception on Aaron Rodgers today too.
Yeah, he's throwing through 3.
Yeah, he was just throwing to everybody.
Oh, look at Kurt. Look at that shit's tight. Well, if that doesn't make you like Kurt more, he's got.
Yo, this guy's
8
great.
chains. He's dancing on the plane with his shirt off.
Yeah, the dude is
There's
great.
something likable about Kurt when he hit. When Kurt got Kurt got that anger streak in him.
Yeah.
When he gets angry, that's the good.
You
Kurt.
like that?
Yeah. When he's like that competitive, and then you find out like in college he used to sing in like some like musical type stuff, and he's like, man, he's kind of a dork, but when he gets fired up, he turns into someone else. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the guy you want in the locker room, man. You want.
We just let him walk.
He
lowballed him. We could have had again. Is he the greatest quarterback? No, but is he a solid top
better than
10?
everything that Washington's had since.
And he, I think one of his last years he threw for 5,000 for Washington.
I mean,
that's rare.
That's what happens
Now
when
we
Dan
have-
Snyder's your owner.
Heineke and Wentz taking turns throwing for 150.
Taking turns giving hand jobs.
Alex Smith was throwing for 120 for a while.
Fuck. Alright, this beer. It was tasty. Good percentage. I'd buy this. I would. I really would. I'm gonna give it a 7.3. I enjoyed it.
I gave it a 7. I would buy it.
This was enjoyable.
The color was.
Good enjoyable.
I think it pumped me up a little more. Oh, this one's really good, but I did like it. We got 7, 7, 3. I think
That's a win. That's a win. All right. So yeah, we got Detroit winning.
Miami looks good. I think I told you like how I wanted to put a funsy bet on Miami and Minnesota. Miami because of all the speed they got. Just felt like they'd be a good team, and then Minnesota because they lost freaking like 8 games by 1 score last year. I think they were a pretty good team. Just things didn't bounce their way in the end. I think Minnesota could. I would love Minnesota.
I think Minnesota is my pick from the NFC.
If Kurt's got to play though in the playoffs, prime time, just doesn't win those games for some reason. Now if Minnesota's playing at 1 o'clock, they're winning. Someone made one of those memes of like ranking the quarterbacks in those like funny different categories.
Yeah.
They had the 1 o'clock Kirk Cousins is at the top. And it was like primetime Kirk Cousins is at the bottom.
They used to do that in MMA. They're like, who's the best fighter of all time? They're like a motivated BJ Penn will beat everybody. It was like, that was always the excuse. Oh, is he motivated? Ain't nobody beating him. Because BJ Penn fought Lyoto Machida at heavyweight. BJ Penn was the fucking 155 champion in the UFC. And he fought Machida at heavyweight, which is 206 to 265. It's like, that's the thing. BJ Penn will fight anyone. So that's also another thing. So yeah, motivated BJ Penn wins.
Looking at the NFC real quick, I mean, it almost looks like we almost have our 3 weeks from now we might have our playoffs locked. Minnesota's 8-0, Dallas and New York 6-2, Seattle 6-3, Minnesota 7-1, and then everyone else got losing records.
Yeah, I mean, could be.
Tampa Bay's in first at 4-5, so that they're doing the Washington division. They might win the division for losing record.
I hope so. Nobody wants to win that one.
It's got to be a trade-off.
Who are the teams in that division again? Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Carolina.
So Atlanta is also 4-5.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
They're
playing the Ravens.
They're losing. I already picked against them.
Dalton might throw 6 touchdowns. We don't know for which team.
Yeah, he's guaranteed 6 tomorrow. I promise you.
Yeah, he's the new Winston. That's wild. He's starting over Winston, but playing like Winston.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, so for my fantasy team, Brandon Cooks. The dude didn't play. He wasn't hurt or nothing. They just said, nah, he's healthy. He just,
he wants a trade.
He just didn't play. I was like, yo, please, dude. Like, I mean, I'm gonna win this week.
They were in
like somehow.
They
trying to prove we don't need you, bitch. And you do, because I need him. because right now my team is trash. I'm gonna win, but I shouldn't have won. Like the only reason I'm winning is because of the New England's defense and Jefferson. Everybody else on my team is some dog shit.
Yeah, this was a wild week. There's some huge fantasy players this week, but it was like a lot of players you wouldn't expect. I mean, Mixon he's been struggling all year. Devontae Adams, I think, got a 0.3 the other week.
Yum.
Jefferson's been consistent. Jefferson and Kupp have been like where they should. I mean, it's disappointing sometimes because Jefferson's got like 99 yards, 98.
Yeah.
It seems like a bad game, but I mean, he's up there in receiving.
Who else? I had somebody else today. They're like at 92 yards with like 8 minutes left in the fourth.
The rookie running back for Atlanta. So all Atlanta does, by the way, on offense is just hand the ball off. Mariota throws for like 100 yards a game.
Love to hear it.
But the rookie guy, because they have 3 running backs now. Because what's his name, the receiver?
Yeah,
He came back. He had 2 touchdowns, which was rude because I had that running back. But yeah, the rookie had 99 yards. The 99 sucks so much when you play with 99.
Yeah, no shit. Let me see here. I was trying to look at something.
But yeah, just pulling up the AFC though. That's wild. That AFC East. That's now the best division. Everyone's got a winning record. AFC West was looking like that was going to be the best division, but then Denver and Vegas.
Remember who they really were. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, we are frauds.
Baltimore and Cincinnati are going to be fighting it out, and then Tennessee's 5-2, and they're beating the Chiefs now.
Okay, who was it? Was it
And Tennessee is 3-0.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson with the Jets had 92 yards. Like 10 minutes left, almost
he's
close
the
to
only
10
one
minutes.
getting any yards.
And I'm just sitting there looking. I was like, yo, are y'all gonna at least get him a first down? Throw him 10. No, they didn't.
Yeah, so I did not notice this. But Tennessee has won 5 in a row.
So I didn't know that either. I saw that when I was looking at the things
they're
last
still
night.
winning. Yeah, it's still halftime. They're beating. Yeah, they won 6 in a row. Like it don't even make sense why they're winning.
No, because
no one's playing outstanding.
but
Henry's starting to pick up.
But they're that type of team though, because they were this way the last 2 years as well. There's nothing outstanding.
Yeah, this is a funny stat.
Like there's nothing outstanding about them, but they were able to win when it counted.
So Henry has 92 and 2 touchdowns at halftime. This is a funny stat. Malik Willis has 82 yards, 3 for he has 3 completions.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they were long. One of them was for 48 yards. Yeah, so he has 3 completions for 82 yards. So his yards per completion are pretty high.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he's only thrown the ball 6 times. It looks like Atlanta.
Good.
I think Atlanta is one of the teams rumored to maybe go after Lamar because they're going to have a lot of money. And I feel like Atlanta's a well-coached team because I didn't expect them to be even decent this year. But clearly Mariota got it because all they do is hand the ball off. He's put up some good numbers when he's limited to 13 throws a game.
I mean, they know his strengths. Not throwing the ball.
Yo, he's probably like, yo, no one hands the ball off better than me. We have 3 running backs that are all beasts.
I mean, somebody's got to do it. All right. So, I saw this article. I didn't read the article because, I'm not reading shit.
That's why I saw this article. I saw an article, because most people are like, I read this article.
So I did start to read it because I was like, I need answers. But it said productivity is down. Like work productivity. I was like, huh. All right. Like, and I was like, what? Like, how are they? And they're like, this is a stat we've been keeping since 1940. And I was like, really? Like, I'm just trying to understand how that's like,
no,
what?
Because in 1940, y'all had spiral notebooks and no access to track anyone unless you were sitting right next to them.
It was like, I'm just wondering because they're like, productivity is down and, don't blame it on remote work. And one of the things that they said made sense because I do this shit at work myself. It's like, if my district manager shoots an email and says, I'm out of office for the day, oh, it's chill time. Because I know he's not just going to pop up on us. So I'm like, oh, word? All right, I ain't making no calls today. I'm busting mad chills. I might even play on my computer. Um, but I saw the thing and it was just wild to me because it was like we've been keeping the stats since the 1940s, and I was like, no, you haven't. Like you just made this shit up last year. Like as soon as remote work became like a real thing, you're like, let's keep a stat.
Some of these articles and stats and stuff, when you really dig into like what they did, it's like they looked at 10 people.
Dude, I'm telling you, once I get a BJJ wiki back up, I think I'm just gonna have some bullshit articles with like fake stats.
Oh, the supplement companies, if you really look at the studies when they say like this, because they always have to put in like it's not approved, whatever.
It's not FDA
approved because there has been no studies.
Yeah,
but their study, if you say like, well, it may increase this, because in this test with mice 5 years ago, there was an increase when they were on it.
and that, not to mention these mice have good genetics, so it could just be that
these mice were able to run way faster with this.
They jumped higher too. Yeah.
They did die the next year, but
and they
mice
spoke.
Don't live long anyway.
They spoke, very well. But yeah, whenever I see articles with these weird stats, I'm like, huh. But that one just really threw me for a loop because I was like tracking productivity. So productivity is down. Like in what way though?
And they didn't have computers, so things we can do in seconds took them a really long time.
Yeah, like
just even bookkeeping. Like someone had a damn handwritten notebook.
What was it? I was talking to someone the other day, an older gal, and she was uppity about kids today and technology. And one thing she was talking about was like calculators. It was like, when I was growing up, we didn't have all this. So I was like, yeah, that doesn't mean that the kids today shouldn't have it. They shouldn't use these things. That's what kind of blows my mind with some stuff. Like my wife was like, well, yeah, kids today, they have tablets and laptops like at school. Like that's what they do all their work on. It's like people are getting upset about it. I was like, well, I mean, no, that's the future. That's evolution.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
If you make a big deal, like kids don't know how to write with like penmanship type things going with a little bit. Like no one writes cursive or something.
Oh my god, dude! I hear this argument constantly in this house. I'm like,
why do you need to learn it? Because we type everything. Even when people sign their name, no one's even writing real letters. People are just scribbling.
That's what Sarah said. She was like, well, to have a signature. And I was like, yeah, have you seen my signature?
Yeah, most people are trying to make it too, so it's like not easy.
And most stuff is like a e-sign anyway, unless you're in person doing something. And then she was like, well, what about like old documents like the Declaration of Independence? I was like, all right, I'm going to tell you right
And by the way, did you see their handwriting?
Well,
I couldn't in my best day right now.
Well, the thing is, though, too, is like, okay, so let's say for some fucking bizarre reason, your children have to go for a dig, an archaeological dig, and they end up pulling up the Declaration of Independence. They have to read it. That's that one weird shot in the dark. That's not every kid. My kid, and not only that, okay, well, she can pull that up on the internet. Like she doesn't need to
get the book on tape now.
Yeah, like get the audio book.
Probably a movie.
Like, yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, National Treasure is still a movie.
I mean,
I think they're remaking
it. If you really
it.
feel that way, I mean, hey, they didn't make us go back to the chalkboard and chalk.
I mean, well, that's just the argument.
By the way, I hated chalk.
Oh yeah, that scratch.
That feeling, and even just teacher writing. I'm getting chills.
God damn it! Yeah, I can't do it. Why are we talking about this?
That dry feeling.
Fuck this dude.
Chalk was the worst.
I liked when I was teaching. We moved to the dry erase board. I was so happy with that.
High tech shit. When we had, what was that thing called? The projector.
Oh, the overhead projector.
But did we have a name for it?
Yeah, it was an overhead projector.
I thought they called it.
They called it overhead projector.
Yo, what's wild is, I mean, we're old, but I don't feel like we should be that old, but we still have the reels now.
Yeah. No, I'm going to take it even back further.
Laser disc.
So, we all know the copy machine. Like, you put the paper in there, you push a button, the copy. I remember seeing my fucking teacher, like the old school hand crank copy machine.
Yeah, I never seen that.
Yo,
I've seen the old school typewriters, which God, that wasn't better. 'Cause I need spell check.
So I remember having
I
like
do remember having to type something young with a typewriter.
so I had a word processor. So it wasn't like I had like this little tiny screen so I could see what I was typing. I could delete, before actually printing it up. But that was like the step right before computer. But my grandfather, when I first moved in with them, because I remember, because I like to write, and he was like, okay, these are the kind of people that might have a typewriter. And that's what typewriter they, we were like, no, we have this word processor, which was slick. It was like had a handle, it was like a case and everything. I set it on the top of the desk, popped the top off, and started typing my shit. I was like, yeah. And then I had like the hard disk, not like, I guess we call them the floppy disk, but the real like OG floppy disk were like the fucking big fat like floppy disk. But then I had like the hard disk. I was like, yeah, I'm high tech, bitch. Y'all got those bitch ass floppies. I got these joints here. That's how you saved all your info. I think we still have that.
That shit was wild too. Like you had to have your discs. I think even in college we had to have the. I took this one computer class that we had to have this our hard disk, and we had to format it. We made like a basic internet page with like some basic graphics, whatever that. I don't remember what that class was called. But yeah, shit was wild. Like how far we've come.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's the thing is like how far we've come and how people want to like take us back. Like, whoa, the kids have to learn cursive. Why?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the final answer is what matters. So
yeah, it was just like when the lady was getting upset about kids using calculators and having calculators available everywhere, because we were always told as kids you're not going to always have a calculator available, so you got to learn how to do this in your head. And we fell for it because we couldn't see the writing on the wall yet. We didn't know what was coming down the pipeline, even though these motherfuckers had those Texas Instrument calculators, the big ass brick calculators that had games on and shit.
Yeah, I remember too. I had at least, I guess, a teacher that was more with the times. Was just like, we are allowed to use those calculators, and he was like, I mean, if you program your calculator to friggin' find an answer, then go ahead, because I'm just looking to see the answer. So I mean, you learn to program your calculator.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing that's important though, is like getting the answer. That's why I always hate like, well, you got to show your work. And a lot of times with me in math, I was just really shitty at showing the work, but I could always get the answer. I always could get to the final conclusion. I just couldn't like bridge the gap. And they're like, well, how'd you get here? What if you made a mistake? Like, what if the answer is wrong and you made a mistake? I was like, well, but the answer is not wrong. It's actually right. Yeah, but your process getting there was wrong. It was like, suck my dick.
Yeah, one of the only class, I had two classes in college that stand out being bad classes. One was the required history, which I always did bad in history in middle school and high school because I just didn't read it over. And the way it was written is so boring. Anyways, in this history class, I was getting A's on all the tests. And then we met maybe like a month before.
Historical figure? Oh.
We met with the teacher on a month before the grades, and he's just like, this is your grade here. And I was like, whoa. I was like, why? I've been passing this. He goes, well, you got a 0 in class participation. I was like, what do you mean? I'm here every time. And he said, no, you got to like raise your hand and ask. His class literally was he wanted people to just ask questions all class. He didn't teach anything. Like, I mean, he answered your questions. I almost feel like it was an ego thing. He just liked answering people's questions. Yeah. But I was like, but I don't have any questions. I read your book. I understand. And I got an A on the test. So I'm just supposed to make up questions that I already know the answer to just to participate. So no lie, the last week I ended up getting a C in the class because class participation was 70% of your grade in that class. So, and again, in high school class participation meant showing up to class.
Yeah,
it did mean we had to actually really participate.
Like,
but yeah, so I'm just like, I don't even know what to ask because I know the answer, but I just started asking questions I knew the answer to. So okay, and he just likes hearing them speak.
That's dumb.
He liked hearing himself speak. The other class I really hated was
I bet he got a podcast.
anthropology, because all of that stuff is based on theories of what.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, when I would find out what it really, the way it really found, like we learn all those Homo erectus and all those names.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else.
None of them I can even pronounce. There's so many different names of what we evolved from, supposedly. But when you actually see what they found, it'd be like a fragment of a skull this big, and they just come up with a. How are we tested like this is fact? None of us know what was there. If they found a whole skeleton, I get it, but no, it was just like fragments. And we're tested as if this is fact. So that it just bothers me. I know what the answer you want from me is, but I don't believe this is necessarily true because we don't know.
That was always my thing with school, especially like looking back at when we went to school, whether it be high school or college. A lot of the shit was just like, money, pay for these classes. Now you're getting more people saying like, I'm not fucking paying, to go to a class where I have to, class participation is 70% of my fucking grade. Like, is the work getting done? I'm passing on my tests.
Yeah, it certainly made no sense.
That's the whole fucking point. You dumb fucking cunt.
Literally, our entire class was people who asking questions over and over. And to me, I was like, this guy just likes showing off his knowledge.
You should have fucking bust his car windows. Fuck that dude.
Yo, have you seen the HCC now, by the way?
I drove by a
It's
while
like
back.
Yeah,
It's well, like Columbia.
Campus. We had 3 buildings?
Yeah, we had. Yeah, did we have 3? I know we had the one off Hickory Ridge on the one side, and one
Center.
on Little Patuxent.
And there's the gym.
Okay, yeah.
And then the main building. That was it.
Okay, yeah, and we had a couple trailers because I took some classes in the trailers.
Yeah, back in my day, we took classes in the trailer in college.
Now, I remember I had to go in there and get a transcript. Like, this was like a while. I want to say like 10 years ago. I went and got a transcript.
Was this a university now?
I remember there had been talks for a while, and when I say talks, people with the internet say they're going to turn into a 4-year college. I was like, that'd be pretty cool, I guess. But I remember going over to pick up a transcript, and there's a new building I had to go into. There are a couple new buildings, and I was just walking all over the place because I know where to go. And they're like, hey, you got to go here, you got to go here. One of the advisors, I taught her a kid in preschool. A really nice kid. So every time she would see me, she would always be like, here, come in, I'll help you. I'll get you set up. Like, she took care of me. She was like, she treated me like I was her own fucking son. She was like, I'm gonna make sure you get through.
Honestly, that's a good teacher.
Yeah. One of my friends, her dad, he was an advisor too. I remember I would just go sit in his office and just talk to him about fucking Philadelphia sports because he was a Flyers fan, and that's when I was like balls deep into hockey. And I was like, and I like the Flyers. So I'd just go sit in his office and have lunch and sit there and talk fucking hockey with him. I was like, holy shit, this was pretty fucking cool. So, I don't know. I liked it. I miss it.
When I got because I got the associates first, because once you get associates, you can transfer pretty much any 4-year school in Maryland. For the most part, you'll get in.
Yeah.
All of them were telling me, go to Towson, trust me. And for me, it was between Towson and University of Maryland. And I was going to Maryland all the way because they got sports, real sports. And then I had a few friends in Maryland. And then I toured, and I could see right away. I was like, ooh, Towson looked way better to me because Towson had like 30 people in your class. They tried to keep the numbers low. But one of the classes was like, yeah, this is the typical science class. And Maryland was like freaking like a
amphitheater.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
so I remember seeing that in
classes were like miles apart in Maryland.
I would see that in like movies. I remember like being a kid seeing that in movies. I would get nervous. Like, is that really college? And like, I never had that experience being in those. I mean, like, I'd go to HCC and it was like, all right, we're in a regular class when it's 13th grade, like 13th and 14th grade. I'm good.
I think the biology in Towson was one of the bigger classes, but that was probably like 80 people max. And that was the biggest. Most were under 30. So yeah, I mean, I think I made the right decision.
Yeah. Like Sarah, I don't know. She went to UMBC, and Yeah, they got that upset in that NCAA tournament, 16 being number one. You know, what's up, Greyhounds? Or are they the Retrievers? Maybe the fucking Greyhounds or Retrievers. That might not terriers. No,
Retrievers
dogs.
make sense. The golden retriever,
Maybe,
because that's the Chesapeake.
maybe it looks like it. Let's look it up real
The
quick.
Maryland official. You know, how, states have like official bird, your official flower.
Let me see here. Well, she just texted me. I should ask her, hey, what was UMBC's mascot? And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was like, are you doing a fucking podcast again? Like, yeah, that's all I do is podcast. This is my third podcast of the fucking weekend, dude. Like, this is the third podcast in the last, like, I want to say 24 hours. Like, that's all I fucking do now. UMBC mascot. What are you? True Grit. What the fuck? No, I just retrievers. They're the retrievers.
It's wild how every state has official, like everything.
I mean, so when
Who picks that?
some old fucking guy,
Voted?
old
Because
white guy.
when I'm looking at on Maryland,
Did you have to like learn shit like that, like back in elementary school, like the state flower, the state bird, and all that shit?
a little bit.
Because in Michigan we had to learn shit like that. It was like we had to learn that there are back when I was fourth grade. There are 83 counties in Michigan. We had to memorize them all, and that shit sucked. I could get to the midway point, but I remember there was these three girls in our class. They had them all memorized, and they had like a little tune to it, so they would kind of sing the counties. She was dumb because it's like, okay, what does that even do for us? What am I doing with that info? Y'all just putting shit in my head for no reason. Like, y'all gonna teach me some shit I need, like how to do my taxes, so I don't get robbed by the government.
You know, we do have a lot of funny official state things. Just looking. Some of these I know. Do you remember I think it was the state flower?
Nah, something
The
gay.
black-eyed Susan. I didn't remember until I read it. Remember that?
I feel like there's a reason you felt like I should have known that.
It's dog, Chesapeake Bay Retriever.
Okay.
You know, we have an official dinosaur.
Yo, that's dumb. What is it?
I've never even heard of it. Astrodon
That's
Johnstonian.
I'm already done.
We have our official crustacean is blue crab.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like we should know that one.
Official bird is the oriole. Official cat, the calico cat.
Calico.
Official fish is rockfish. I do know, like I went fishing one time. Remember Kramer?
Yeah.
That's all they caught was rockfish. So
Yeah, he's like I didn't realize he's like the guy like Facebook account. He's like a big time like fisher.
Yeah, he
like,
makes really good money doing it.
Because I've been seeing him like post up a bunch of stuff lately. I was like, look at this dude.
Yeah.
Good for
See,
you.
I went to college. I could have just learned to fish. And, I mean, he's doing way better.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't look like the kind of guy that knows how to read. Like to be fair,
he
neither
was
do I.
he was a Colompton alumni though.
Yeah, I mean, hold on.
He played on our team.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like we were told like you got to go to college and do this, and that, and it's like now it turns out all I got to do is like be able to lip sync on TikTok. I think I'll be okay. I think I'm about to make my debut.
I remember he got a little mad on our basketball team because as the manager, what really sucks is trying to make the lineup.
Yeah.
And I made it fair that even the backups played more than half the game.
Yeah.
Because we're all paying. It's a regular.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But that was the best I could do. And I was like, but I also have to pick. And some of the times when I had to pick the lineups was before we even played with each other, you know? The first game or two. And I think one season we had that one dude, I don't remember, his name was Steve something.
Yeah,
But he was like huge, like 6'8", which we were always super undersized. Was he good? No. But just by default, he would get a lot of rebounds. He'd get some blocks, and he intimidated. Like we looked like you couldn't just drive the middle of us with him standing there, and so he had to be in the starting lineup. Skill wise, he wasn't the greatest. He was a little soft, but honestly, I liked having him there. So he had to be the starter, and skill wise, I think Brian Krimmer was better.
Yeah,
sure.
easily.
But we gotta have the the 6'9" dude.
I mean,
He was real tall. Like I might.
I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense
It's
though.
something like 6'6", 6'9".
He was a big boy for sure.
Yeah, that dude cut his finger when we were working and just fainted. That shit was funny.
Some people can't handle that.
Yeah. No, and it was like not the loss of because it wasn't a big. It was the look.
It was
the
just
sight.
Some people don't fuck with
Like,
blood like that. I guess he
Yeah,
wouldn't.
we had to catch him.
Guess he wouldn't
He
want
was
to
all
watch
good after that.
horror movies with me then, would he? Like, I'd be watching some gnarly shit. Like
That's why
watching fucking heads get cut off.
He was, we only have so many Colompton alumni members. We don't even know his last name. Nothing.
Dude, it's like
I remember a few people. We had that one dude that dunked the first game and he got thrown out the game, and I had to be like, "My bad. I didn't have to tell anyone we can't dunk before."
it was like that was never an issue. So
They weren't dunking.
Like, damn, dude, relax.
The team we were good past. We had the Bruce's boys.
Yeah.
We became run and gun style.
Yeah, it's like okay. Like,
That was a fun team, but when we had to play a half court offense, it was bad.
yeah.
But our zone defense, we got the rebound. We like pretty much cherry picked.
I think Bruce has transitioned to softball now in his older age. He's having fun with that. So
Softball's a great sport.
I'm gonna see him at Thanksgiving. One of my friends. I think I maybe mentioned this last week. Probably not. I got my care package from Detroit. Got some better made potato chips, which I'm always happy to get those. Like I open up a bag and I start eating. Sarah's like, is it good? I was like, tastes just like childhood poverty. It's like diabetes. But I got a bigger bag of chips. I'm gonna go to my uncle at Thanksgiving because I know he likes the hot ones. So I was like, here, happy Thanksgiving. He gave me a 8-pack of Rocky Rye soda, as we call it down here. Up there we call it pops, son. What? So I'm excited about that. Don't do that. Don't disrespect us.
Pop. I'm getting all confused. You're talking about my dad.
When I be going up there to Detroit and I'm like, yo, can I get orange soda? They are confused as like, what?
Yeah, it is wild how the English, like we're all American, but and then isn't it down south they call everything
Cola? Yeah, Coca-Cola.
Like, yo, let me get that orange Coke.
Let
me get that Pepsi Coke.
And the funny thing about it is like, and granted, I went into a Church's Chicken to, get some food. So, it's a young kid. So obviously, because to me, if you come in and you ask for something like, hey, can I get a pop or can I get a soda? I know the difference since I've been, in both areas or even down south. I know all the differences. Whereas like this kid, they looked at me like, what? I was like, a orange soda. Like, shit. We get orange pop. My bad. I'm traveling from Maryland. And then I've been up there for so long, so when I came back here, I kept fucking calling everything pop. Because it was just back to that old habit. I was like, yo. I was like, go get a pop real quick. Like, even like the other day I was talking with Maryland Phil. Because Maryland Phil, we call him Maryland Phil. Maryland Phil actually has lived in all the same places I lived in. He's from Detroit. He's also lived in Newark, Delaware, same as I. And then Columbia, Maryland. So it's almost like he's following me, I think. But he and I, when we get to talking sometimes, the lingo just comes back. Actually, now that I think about it, there's quite a few guys in the Nerd Rage radio crew that's from Michigan. Now that I think about it, holy shit, look at us, infiltrated. God damn it. Nah. Well, no, Eric B is still up there. He's the one who sent the care package, which I appreciate. If you are listening, Eric, thank you for that. But
man, I was thinking of Eric being in the
no,
it's not up there, is he?
Nah, New York. But
Green Eyed Bandit.
But I don't even know where I was going with all that.
You want to rate this beer?
Yeah.
It surprised me actually.
Yeah,
way better than
I had. Like I smelled it. I was like, I'm not gonna be into this. And I started. I was like, this actually tastes pretty decent.
Yeah, I like this one.
Like, I'm surprised though that I like it.
When I came home with the can, I was like, that's not who I think it is. Is it? Looked like the German leader for a second.
Adolf Hitler?
Yeah. But yeah, so this is called the Kaiser. It is an Oktoberfest beer, but it's also a Marzen, which we learned is those spice beers. By Avery Brewing Company, Boulder, Colorado, and it is an 8%.
That's solid.
Yeah, it has a unique taste of like some spices in it, but it's good.
Yeah, the spices because I could smell them, but I didn't really. It didn't taste the way that it smelled. I didn't hate it for sure. I liked it. So now this is tricky because I would definitely drink this. I don't know that I would buy it, but I don't feel right giving this anything under a 7 though.
It makes sense. I see what you're saying because I could say this. I knew what a Marzon was going to be like, that spicy type
Yeah,
beer.
yeah.
And I ate a little bit, earlier today at the Fells Point Festival. So I was like, those spicy beers aren't exactly appetizing when you're full.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't know if I should bring this one. I was even thinking of substituting it for the Bush if I really had to. And I was like, no, let's do it. And then it surprised me. I was like, it's not even heavy in my stomach. Like, I actually like the taste of this.
Yeah, it was tasty, but it's that weird feel of like I would drink this. You hand this to me at the party, but this isn't like something I would say. Oh, this is a 6.9. This is I would say that's the thing. If I put it in the 7s, I would buy it. I wouldn't buy this, but I can't give this anything less than a 7 or a 7.1. So I'm gonna do that. I'm giving it a 7 because it's on the cusp.
And I gave it a 7 too. I did like it a little bit better than the first beer. But yeah, this is one of the ones. I don't know. It's a tough one because I feel like sometimes the spice beers I don't want if I'm full, but then I am full when I liked it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the Kaiser. I don't know who that is because he's the Kaiser.
Yeah, you don't know what a Kaiser is?
Apparently not.
You don't know shit, son. Let's see here. What's Derrick Henry doing numbers wise? Because every time I look up at the screen, this dude
He was killing it.
He's at 98 yards right now, 2 rushing touchdowns. So I don't know if this is updated, but I've been seeing this dude just rumbling and bumbling. Well, he just had a really big run, but it got called back for holding. So
Tennessee might be legit.
See, they're that team though. They know they win. It's not pretty.
Oh, it's fourth down. I was like, yo, are they doing that wild offense where they're just switching people up?
So they were doing some wild shit with Willis earlier. So
Henry was in that quarterback one of his touchdowns.
Yeah. So
The lesser Jesus.
That's the name of the episode. It's decided.
This guy looks wild.
Let me get a picture of that real quick, just so I don't forget that will be the name.
When she saw it, I was like, oh, yep, that seems like something.
So then this all rests on her shoulders. If this is bad, I will never forget her. So I was talking to someone, because I'm always talking to someone. I just don't know who these people are that I talk to most of the time. And they were really uppity about kids today. This was a male this time, not a woman. And he was talking about the squeegee kids up in Baltimore and talk about.
I saw them today.
It was like, what they need to do if they want to do something to really help that fucking city, fucking pay those kids. Give them something to do. So that way, they're not out there, fucking around. Like, pay them. They're out there trying to earn. So find something for them to do.
Yeah.
And now it sounds like they want to pay them. They're looking at ways of like getting these kids some money. Like, get off the street. Get away from these windshields. Here's some money. Go away.
Right.
Now, what happens if you take the money and still keep doing it?
I respect that they're at least trying to earn some money, but they are way too aggressive. Like, they come up. They'll start wiping your car before you say yes or no, and sometimes they get mad. Don't pay them, but it's like, I didn't say yes.
Yeah, I didn't ask you for this, son.
And then the other part of this is just say you're a car guy. You don't know what the hell they're spraying on your car.
Yeah.
You don't say yes or no. It's like, dude, I can see people getting really mad. But yeah, I'll say this: they're very aggressive. You haven't seen the squeegee kids.
It's been a while.
You gotta really wave them off to say no. And if they do it, wipe your windows and I guess we should explain that if you don't know the squeegee kids, but they wash your windows on the corner of Baltimore in certain busy areas.
Yeah.
They kind of do it without your consent.
They
and expect
they
you to pay.
windshield rape you.
Yeah.
Is what
Oh
they
yeah, it is. That's perfect. That might be a good name for
I
that.
don't think I
We
can
can't
do
say
that. I can say like I've already got enough trouble
But
with
that's
Instagram.
a great explanation of what they did. But I saw them today. I didn't go by their block because they were on. If you turned on Conway towards Fells Point, and I went by Pratt. But on the way home, I saw them on the other side, and they were being great. Dude got paid, and then I see him go like this, just take out all his money, just counting all of it. And I was just like, that's not smart, dude. Don't freaking show your money. And you could tell the way he was doing it. He was a little bit bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's never smart to count your money.
Yeah, of course. Like out in front, nah, son, you about to have a rough time. So yeah,
He had a lot of money.
Just wanted to bring that up. I don't know, like.
Hey, if you're gonna clean Baltimore, you do gotta kind of control that situation because people visiting from out of town, that is something that's gonna leave a bad impression.
Yep.
No one wants to be put in a situation where you're like yelling at a kid and like, no, I don't want that.
So, by the time this episode comes out, it will be election day. So I did a mail-in ballot because I'm lazy. I actually barely even mailed it off. That's how lazy I am. I'm like, I don't even feel like taking this to the mailbox. Because it was like, yo, do we have mailboxes anymore? Like just straight up mailboxes on the side of the road?
Man, now that you say that, I don't remember
So
seeing one.
I had to Google mailboxes. And there is a map that shows you where all the mail. There are quite a few. But you just don't think about them.
Be everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't fucking go more than like a couple blocks. There was one on every block for sure. So, looking at just, the candidates, because like voting on the smaller local government front, it's like, okay, like your state representatives and things. I was like, I'm definitely going to play that game because I think it still needs to be tweaked a little bit because I don't know if I should be voting because I'm like, is that a pretty girl? I'll vote for her. Then when I started seeing what she's about, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't vote for her exactly. Like, you trying to put a landfill up where that school at? I don't know, girl. No, I got kids. I guess she all about fuck the kids, but pro life. She don't know what she like, but I think that's one of those things that's important. Where it's like, you got, the race for the governor. It's like, what are we doing? Like, what are you going to do as governor to clean up Baltimore? That's a big thing because that's like, the major city here. When people hear Maryland, they think Baltimore. Like what other city do people associate with Maryland? Annapolis, because it's the capital, and the Naval Academy's there. Anything else here that people like out of towners would associate? Because I can't.
Got a little buzz.
Really?
Very little.
No, I'm about to put that shit to the test.
And Columbia is.
I think
it's a Jeopardy question of the first planned city in the U.S.
I feel like if I went to ask if people knew what Columbia, Maryland is, I feel like no one would.
No one would.
But you are correct. Yes, that was an answer on Jeopardy. Ed Norton is from Columbia. He went to Wild Lake High School. But it's like, what are we doing with Baltimore? Like, fix that up.
There's so much potential at the Inner Harbor in particular. Like that area right on the water. Those buildings need to just be demolished and rebuilt.
Yeah.
Because they're old as hell. Like there used to be some restaurants, but no one goes to Inner Harbor anymore.
No.
Besides tourists. And if you are a tourist, it's a sad state, those buildings. They're pretty nasty.
See, I wonder though, with like tourists coming in, is it like when they come to Baltimore and they see the Inner Harbor and they see the shit out there? You got the aquarium and whatnot, but then is there this feel of like, well, this is their city. This is I get to see the slums. I watch The Wire. Like I'm here.
Yeah, which isn't that bad by the Inner Harbors, but yeah, I think tourists tend to go by the Inner Harbor, and then if you're going out to the bars, it's Power Plant. Mm-hmm. Which is not a great representation of like the nightlife of Baltimore. It's like going to Fells Point or Federal is much better than Power Plant. It reminds me of when I went to Philly for the first time. I didn't know where to go, so you're like googling it and it's sending me to the touristy spots. So I was like, these spots kind of suck. And then, actually, someone that is, I guess, friends with me on Instagram, he lives in Philly.
Actually, yeah.
I think he liked something and said, "Oh, welcome to Philly, Riley," or something. And I was just like, "Where's the good Philly bars?" Because where I was like, "These bars are not good." And then he lists like 15 bars. And I look at where they are and I'm like, I know exactly what I did. I'm in the inner harbor of Philly. Like I'm in the shitty bars.
Really, not even think about it. Because, I mean, I know we've talked about wanting to go up there to do a trip to Philly. My main thing for going to Philly was to watch the games. I wanted to do it, football season. Let's go watch the games. I'm not particularly interested in bar hopping in Philly because I'm not staying the night. I'm there for the day. And I started thinking about it. I was like, well, I got Dunkel, who's up there. I don't think he's much of a go out kind of guy. But Jamie, she was just, she's been on a few episodes of the podcast. Like, like, let me reach out to her, like, hey, girl, what's going on? What y'all got going on up there? What's the fun spots? Where's the team? Bring the team out. I want to go drink it. I want to go drink with these grapplers.
Terrible far. But yeah, I mean, I would like to go to Philly again because I mean,
it's a couple hours.
City.
It's not like going to New York.
Honestly, it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, when I went up there for the competition, it was about. Well, it was raining. It was like raining bad. So that was 2 hours. So yeah, if you got good weather, yeah, you're looking at maybe 90 minutes, maybe a little over. But we got to figure it out. We got to first let's get to this fucking game in November 1st.
That'll be fun. We got Atlanta. We know there's gonna be a lot of handoffs.
So I gotta also do like remind me. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend, but I need to be reminded. Oh, we gotta so we should probably record Monday for that week. So I'm gonna be honest.
That's Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do for the first time Thanksgiving in our apartment, which will be much easier because still at my parents' house, the dog is insane.
Yeah.
I called them on the other day. Dogs are just going crazy. It's like they're pretty old now, but
we're gonna. I talked to my grandma. We're gonna do the usual routine. Head over there, do the family thing, and I'm off. So I was supposed to be off Wednesday, basically through that entire weekend, and if I take that Wednesday off, like I'm normally off on that Wednesday anyway, but if I'm off that Wednesday, it fucks all the scheduling up. And on one note, I could say, well, that's not my problem. Y'all got to figure that shit out. But, like, the two people that's affecting are two people that I'm actually friends with. So, speaking of which, both of them were off on Saturday. And I'm sitting there in the office, and I hear, it was dumb slow. Like, nothing was going on. I'm sitting there in the office just chilling on my phone. And I hear, like, commotion outside, like, talking. Black folks, loud as fuck. So, they come in, my one manager, she's dressed up because it was actually her birthday. So she's about to go out. And the other manager, who's at the other store, he comes in, he's dressed like he's about to go out and party too. I'm like, yo, don't y'all motherfuckers come in here showing off because y'all off today. And I was like, no, you want a shot? I was like, you got to open with that. You can't just come here and make it on. You got to open the door and say, Dante, you want a shot? So went out in the parking lot, took a shot of tequila. Let me tell you, that shit hit me quick. I was like, after I took the shot, wished them well. So all right, y'all, I went and sat back down. And I was like, damn, dude, tequila's never done this to me before. Not like this. It's like I feel like it was laced. Because I was a little dizzy.
When we went out for Halloween, we brought a mini of tequila. So all we need is one of these, and then we'll avoid paying for a shot. And yeah, I was feeling great from that one little mini because I think my tolerance for tequila is probably going down a little bit.
No flags? No flags?
This was a wild week of rest, by the way. I don't know if you saw the Curtis Samuel Washington touchdown, but dude got tackled 3 yards before the end zone, did a flip into the end zone.
There's no flag. There's no flag on this. I guess he was looking back at the ball though.
If he turned his head, all he did.
Yeah, he was looking back at the ball, so never mind.
Yeah, his feet got tangled up.
He was all over the top part of him though too.
All right, Vrabel, you might be a good coach. Because I don't understand how your team is winning this game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they win. They win. They don't
Tennessee's
have.
been ugly for a long time since
Yeah.
Fisher. They win some ugly games.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. I'm all over the place. But yeah, yeah, we'll figure out the football game on that weekend of Thanksgiving. We'll record that Monday. Because it wouldn't make sense to record before and go to the game and then talk about it a week later. Let's like go to the game, record on Monday.
We'll arrange our Philly trip finally. Well, yeah, if I think I'm doing a road trip, I think I'm gonna ask to see. I don't have any meetings Wednesday. I haven't used any vacation days. It's to get the car from New York. It's an area called Islip, New York, and it's like the coastal side of New York, so not where the city is.
I know what coastal
4.5
means. I'm not dumb.
4.5 hour drive.
Mm.
Should be good on the ride home. Not so much there.
I got some podcasts you should listen to.
Yeah, we need something, and then I'm even thinking of maybe going Tuesday night and getting a hotel because
Yeah, that's 8
that's
hours.
And the dealer dealing with the dealer, who knows how long.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking about like the drive itself. That's 8 hours of drive.
Oh, yeah,
and
one
the
day.
dealer,
That's a lot.
you could be looking at somewhere
He
like
was
around
like-
fucking
he was
10,
like-
10
He was
hours.
basically like, you're flying in, right? And I was like, well, I gotta give you the car because I'm using the trade-in. I should have done, if I had more time, is you get a little bit more money, by the way. If you're ever going to do a trade-in, sell it to Carvana.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you. It's like, did you?
I
Like,
should have done that, but I need to. I don't have the time. This particular car, I almost got twice this weekend. And it literally, one of the times Friday, I went to go get it. It was sold 10 minutes before I got there. There's now one within 250 miles of here, and it's going to be a car that's not made. It's discontinued after this year, so probably not anymore in this area. If not one or two. The guy I talked to was, talking to car guys. By the way, I've been trying to play hardball, like negotiating. I saw I never tried negotiating for cars. I was trying. I was failing. Especially because this is a really rare kind of. And by the way, it's not a Lamborghini, but it's a rare car, and so the leverage is with them. So I'm basically negotiating into dude, we could get this easily. We'll sell it tomorrow.
yeah.
So I'm trying to play hardball. Oh, this other guy's trying to give it to me for $3,000 less. Well, you should do that. Oh, damn.
You're like, then why are you here, dummy?
Yeah. One of the times I tried to lie about the value of my car, and I was like, oh, that's way too low. This guy tried to offer me this. He's like, oh, if he offered you that, you better take that. I was like, damn, what a backfire that was. I'm literally the worst negotiator ever. This dude just keeps calling me out. And then I'm just left with I gotta play along with it. All right, I am gonna go to him.
He's like, fine, I'm out. And he's like you're on your phone, like, where can I find another one?
Yeah.
Who else has one?
Yeah, and the first person that praised my car, it was lower than the Blue Book, right? And I was like, that's kind of low. But it's because I think the used car market recently just dipped big time. So anyways, I go to the second place, though, and it's way lower. So I was like, oh, maybe the first place wasn't so bad. And when I say way lower, it was a $5,000 difference. I was like,
Jeez.
damn, I was pretty hard on the first guy. This shit's going the wrong way.
All right, so note to self: when I'm trying to sell any vehicle, ask
Carvana go or private sell.
Ask anyone else. Don't ask Steve. Like, Steve, so what should I do here? Well, actually, no. You probably are the guy now because, look, this is what failed me. So this is how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I tried.
Look,
I knew. You can't negotiate when a car is in high demand. So
true. After I win the fucking Powerball tomorrow, it's okay. It's not even gonna be a stress. So I'm like, look, I'm gonna go ahead and fucking get rid of this fucking piece of junk out there. I think I need to get a new tire. Anyway, Sarah for sure needs a new tire because she's going hey, so I got a flat. I'm like, hey, that sucks to be you.
The fact that it's flat, I was gonna say this type of year, this is when everyone's tire pressure, all of mine were when I say low, it was 10. They were all 10 psi's off. But it was universal now, so I was like glad.
Yeah.
All right, I don't got a nail in my tire. It's just the weather change.
Yeah, that's always as soon as it gets like this and I see that light come on, it's like I know what time it is. Like with her, she actually mentioned it earlier today. She was like, "All right, I'll put the car in the shop tomorrow, get the oil change, get new tires," and tonight, here we are. But after I win the Powerball, and then they cut my 2 billion in half into 1 billion, because they take 45% anyway. So, whatever. I got you. Don't worry about your car. I got you covered, son. Actually, I was at the store the other day. Now, what did I buy? I bought like a energy drink, and because the Powerball is what it is, the cashier goes, "Powerball ticket." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" Like, grab one. He was like, it didn't win.
I guess Leah heard from her coworkers about it, and I've never played like that lottery, but she was like, "I want to play the lottery." And we were there, and I was like, honestly, I don't know what to do. Like,
just ask for
usually you ask for a ticket, but she wanted to play her numbers, so she was like, filling out the form. I was like, I've never played the lottery. I mean, this looks like what you do. It looks like it says it costs $3, $2, whatever it was. Yeah. She did well. She didn't get anything. So. But did anyone win? So is it still going?
Nope, it's still going. It's at 1.9 right now.
So what is it? Is Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
So for the Powerball, I believe it's Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I didn't know that it ran on Monday because I saw it. Because I play it relatively frequently.
So I mean, as a former blackjack gambling guy, where you play odds, your odds to win the Powerball obviously are ridiculously bad. I think it's way higher. You get hit by lightning. Yeah. But when it gets to $1 billion, it's not worth it.
It's like you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning multiple times before you actually will ever win the lottery.
Yeah, because each number is 1 through 69, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not even like a normal odds of 1 through 10 of each number. It's 1 through 69.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any lottery that is you should want to play, it's like the mix and match where it's like you pick three, the pick 3 and the pick 4, because it's very simple. I could play my address, which just happens to be my birthday, my daughter's birthday, my wife's birthday. I could go and play that every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm going to hit that eventually because you don't have to get it in order. There's one where I could do 258. If I get it in order, you get more. But if I just get that number in any sequence, I'm going to get something. I could just play that fucking every day, and you have a good chance of winning something. Maybe twice a year.
Yeah, so, I mean with the jackpot being, is it $1 billion?
It was 1.9 billion.
So yeah, so being a former when you play the odds in poker too, now it makes sense to play because I don't know that the odds are 1 in 1 billion.
No, so
it's bad odds, but 1 in 1 billion is insane. So when your odds match the bet, then you're supposed to play it.
What is it? It was some company, they bought I can't remember how many fucking tickets. They bought a lot of tickets. They didn't win.
Oh, the chances are still bad.
But it's I remember we used to do that at one of my jobs. We used to all every Friday. I think it might have been every pay Friday. We all chip in $2 each, and this is when the tickets were $1 a pop. And then if we won, cool. If not, because there was just always the ideal as you're a teacher. It's let's get this money and roll, son. Because any amount.
See,
I need to remember to get on this mic like this. Fuck, my bad, y'all. Any amount, it's worth something.
So this is what I'm saying though. The odds, like what I said in poker, technically, I remember if you remember Jesus. What was his name?
Yeah.
He always plays the odds. So it's when the pot odds match a certain percent. He plays no matter what. He does mathematicals.
Yeah.
So your odds of winning Powerball are 1 in 20, 292 million. So the fact that it's $1 billion, it's everyone should play because you're way over the pot odds basically.
I mean, that's the thing is
because your odds are not 1 in 1 billion to win $1 billion. Now it's 1 in 292 million. So it's actually. You're getting almost a 4 to 1 odds. on your bet.
It's like the ideal of like playing it, and then because I think the last one, it hasn't been one since August, and I think that one got to $1 billion. It got just over $1 billion, and one person won it. I think like a few years back when it got to $1 billion, I think it was the first time it ever got to $1 billion. I think 3 people won it, and it's things like that because you have to realize like, yeah, there are going to be sometimes multiple winners on one run of numbers, and it's like I don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's more money than I had last week.
Times no one's won it for it to get that high.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think again, like the last one was in August, like the end of August or something like that. And it's
I
like,
might play that for fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I would be miserable if I put money in a way.
Well, so that's one of like things like, okay, let's say again I win it, and it's 1.9. So by the time Monday hits, it'll probably be 2, like 2-1
for the day.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you win that money, no matter how you cut it, you're a billionaire now, and it's like, now what do I do with that? Like, what do I do?
Damn, Washington's like $5 billion.
Yeah, well, trust me. Buy the team? I know you go in with somebody, you can invest with someone. Like, you don't have to buy it outright, but
like, I'm designing uniforms in the name, and I want to be the sound guy.
I just want to be in that booth. Like every interception, wah wah. Obviously, I go to the corner store and get myself a fucking energy drink and a banana. Every Monday and Friday.
Every time you go to 7, yo, drinks on me. Everyone just love you everywhere you go. Like Shaq, it was a super nice gesture of Shaq when he bought the dude. I think he was paying for like a engagement ring, and Shaq saw him and like he couldn't exactly qualify it, and he just bought it. For Shaq, that's like giving him a penny. But I like Shaq by the way a lot. He's nice to be.
This one lady I spoke to last week, she was talking about the whole pay it forward thing. She was at Walmart, and the guy in front of her paid for his stuff and paid for her stuff. Really kind. So she did that to someone else, and the guy chased her down and yelled at her for paying for his stuff. I was like, I don't need your help. He was like, look, man.
It's funny too, the rich, really rich, they go to the super trendy clubs, say in Miami or Dubai. But I like the crusty,
I don't want to go to
shitty
that
bar in Fed Hills.
Trust me, if I won $1 billion, it's like, I'm not fucking telling nobody. I'm still gonna be like super low key.
Dress up to
yeah, like what am I wearing now? Some sweats with some bleach stains on them. Yeah, I'd still wear these because they're comfortable. Number one, number two.
You wore those. Bleach stains will probably start to be a trend. People start selling bleach stains.
Not if they don't know I'm the billionaire. Like I would probably still do a lot of what I regularly do, but with a little bit more travel. But yeah, it's like I'm gonna play. I play, especially when it's like this, this large of a number. It's like, yeah, play. Why not? Yeah, I worked with this one guy, and I think he was talking about he doesn't play the lottery because he has no shot at, his chances of winning are very low. So it's like, if I'm not going to win, I don't want to play type deal. I was like, do you have the attitude with everything though? Like, if you have no shot at winning, do you just not want to do something? Because that's a pretty shitty way to go about things. I mean, it's like there are things that are frustrating, whereas I'm not going to do it because it's just going to frustrate me. But it's not like, well, I'm not going to win, I'm not going to do it. Like jiu-jitsu, I'm not very good at it. I get beat up all the time. It sucks, but it's fun. Maybe I'm into it. I don't know. It's fucking weird. I like getting choked, I guess. I don't know. It's creepy, especially when you're jerking off and get it's a little weird, but sometimes you got to go. I'm no David Carradine, so relax. I don't know. They think that might have been a mafia hit. They're like, he was butt naked in the closet, hanging by his belt. They're like, I think he was jerking off, or hear me out, because I just feel like, why would you? I mean, maybe he's just so extreme at that point, because I feel like you can lay in bed and do that.
You know how much porn you must have watched to desensitize you? You would have to do all that.
Dude, I watch a lot of porn. I don't think I'm desensitized yet. I just was like, okay. 2 chicks.
I always hear on podcasts the comedians talking about it, they went from this to this to this, and it's just like, I guess some people do become desensitized.
I'm super.
Or they need to keep going more extreme.
I'm super generic, man. Like a interracial couple. Watch them get it on. I'm like, dude, it's relatable. That's why I like it. Like, I'm not gonna watch a white dude and a black chick. It's not relatable. It just doesn't feel right. I mean,
it's. I feel like that's the unicorn. It's rare.
No, my grandparents, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, but it's still much more rare than the other way around.
Oh, it's rarer than it for sure, but I see it quite a bit. Not as much as the other way around.
What's the rarest connection?
I would say black chick, Asian guy.
I'm just trying to think. I've never seen that.
Exactly. That's always the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, how rare is that? Extremely. But if I saw it, I'd be happy.
I remember really someone, to see it. And I don't know if this is true, but it was a mechanic comedy type podcast, but it was like the most sought after in terms of like desired by looks, men, and then the women. It was almost flip flop by race. I'm filling the blanks.
No.
But so like, never mind.
All right. Hey, real quick, Kyrie Irving. Is he's suspended, right? Yeah.
He didn't get suspended that many games. I think it was like 5 games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Suspended. I think it was like 5 games. That's a question mark.
I mean, that mug didn't even play for half the games when he had COVID or the COVID year.
Yeah. Well,
he couldn't play. He wasn't allowed to play in his home stadium because he wouldn't get vaccinated.
I mean, that dude's a character. I think he's the one that went on Twitter and started the whole flat Earth shit or reignited it, and people were like, "Oh, the Earth might be flat." Sometimes.
So I think he got in trouble for just posting a link to a movie, but he didn't say anything. Some
anti-Semitic
movie, but he didn't say anything. Deshaun Jackson kind of got in trouble for something similar.
Ooh, actually, that reminds me, because there's a crop of this going up. So, hold on, let me pull up So You Like Horror real quick, because I started getting some messages or some comments from someone. Bear with me for 1 second. So You Like Horror. There we are. 50 new follows because of that one post. The shit is wild. I'm not understanding. But I had some guy go to one of my posts and he wanted to just start talking. I'm not sure. Oh, so on November 1st, I put up this Mariah Carey one. And it's her, like, as she's exiting November, and then she goes, or exiting October, goes into November, because that fucking song's going to be playing for fucking God knows how long. So this guy, he gets on here and starts commenting. Let's see here. Christmas is a sin. I think he's trying to say Christmas tree as a symbol of a tree. Christmas tree is a sin. All holidays have to do with paganism. That's messed up. In fact, all holidays are technically a sin because they are all traditions from the oppressors that are all based on evil, death, racism, or slavery facts. If you can find a holiday that ain't wicked, then you didn't look up the dark, or that should say origins, of all the holidays. Jesus Christ. Oh no, like, yeah, he wrote so much more. He started writing Bible verses. And then, and pagans are evil. But, yeah, he can't write. But,
yeah.
Well, so I was going to give him a smiley face and say thanks for the follow. Because that is my go-to now. Because you have to follow the comment. So it's like, thanks for the follow. But it, like, we're running to this, like, this new, I don't want to say new, but like this crop now of like, people like, I got to tell you the truth, what's going on out there. Like the Jews and all this, they're evil. They're coming to get us. It's like, maybe. like maybe.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about my Madden game.
Yeah. It's like, so that's the thing too. It's like when I win the Powerball, do I get the PS5?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't even really fucking play games like that.
Yeah, but you can play Madden with me online.
I'll fucking tell you. Fuck you.
I'll make it fun.
So you can fucking run up the score to 90? Eat a dick. Like, But like, the thing is, I don't even play video. Like, I play video games at like just random dumb hours. Where, like, I can't sleep, so like I'll get up and say, okay, I'll play. Play for like maybe an hour, and I'm like, okay, it's either that or jerk off. And sometimes like you rub your shit, raw, so you can't really fucking jerk off because you've just been jerking off too much.
Way too much.
Um, I don't have a fucking problem. You got a problem. It's no nut.
That's a sign of
It's
like
no
too
nut
much.
November, and so far I'm doing pretty good. Actually, 7 days in, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm not gonna make it a full month. I was just trying to see how far I can go. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make it 9 days. Like, I'm gonna make it to day 9 and just say fuck it. I'm not gonna complete the 9th day. Trust me. But it's like if I get a PS5, it's like, for what? I'm not even playing it. Like, I probably won't even be here because I'll be trying.
Is I finally got one, but all I do is play Madden all day, which is it's fun for me. But I think you've talked about some of your past video. My favorite video game experience was when I was in a league in Madden. It wasn't last year; it was the year before that, and it was such a great league. It was a person for every single team. You had 3. I think the league progressed every 3 days. So you had 3 days to schedule your game with whoever your opponent was. And the commissioners were real good. They gave out like these certain like awards at certain points for certain things. And it was just really well run. It was pretty fun. But it's so much better playing human players than the computer because eventually you just kind of learn some. Although the new Madden does kind of learn your patterns a little bit better than past Madden. There was one Madden I could literally run the same play every single time against the computer on all Madden and throw for 1,000 yards in one game.
I think. So when I win this billion, like my whole thing is I like this house. Actually, I do enjoy this house. I get the house rewired. That's actually on us about I think 4,000. Free to do that anyway. We've been talking about doing it. I'm gonna knock this wall out here and just kind of have it built back further. And put a recording studio back there, further back, so that way there's more room out here to like fucking for activities. And then I'm just gonna buy another house just for funsies.
It would be fun to have like a place. You don't even have to be big in different areas.
So I'm the kind of guy, like, when I go places, I want to go to houses because I want to know what's it like in that house. It's like, what's it like living in this area? So I probably would be someone that would buy like not an expensive house, but something reasonable, not in like a bunch of places, like maybe 3-4 different places that I would enjoy because I'm that kind of guy. It's like I moved around a lot as a kid, so for me, being stationary is actually kind of torturous. So it's like, yeah, if I got a bunch of money, I can just like buy 4 houses and just kind of go flip between the 4 of them. When my wife's a pain in the ass, I'm like, look, I'm going to Colorado. Like, are you going on the jet? Yeah, I'm going on the jet.
Yeah, I'll be there in a half hour.
Hey, if Elon calls, just tell him like that. $8 for the blue check mark. Bad idea, Elon. All right, want me to just have him call you? No, I don't want to talk to him. Kind of fucking dumb. But he's the smartest guy in the world, but he's still dumb. Like, whatever.
So I made a video about him recently, telling how dumb he was. I basically explaining like most of all his inventions weren't actually his. Like, he's credited as if it was his invention, but he didn't actually do anything besides fund it. He sure seems able to explain it very well. So he ain't a dummy.
Yeah, no shit. It was like, I mean, he's got to know something. It's always interesting when it's interesting when people are like, oh, that guy's dumb, or like, this is the bad idea. Like, I do think the blue check mark, like paying for the blue check mark, for him it's smart because it's $8 a month and people want to pay for it. So yes, that's smart for him. It's dumb for the platform because I guess the Spider-Man 4 debacle just happened recently where someone bought the blue check mark, said they were Tobey Maguire, and then he put up, said, yeah, we're going to start production on Spider-Man 4, and it blew up. So that's the thing, anyone can do it then. So
Yeah.
I think I'm about to go get myself a check mark for BJJ Wiki, and we about to go
For
big.
sure.
We get that blue check mark for Colompton. We in there. I've been trying to get my blue check mark on Instagram. So they reached out to me about it, and I was like, this feels kind of scammy, and it wasn't. And I feel like an asshole. And now I've been trying to like, hey, so can you guys email me back? Can we talk, please?
Just like where I was going to the car, I thought I was getting scammed by the first people, and then the second bid way lower.
They're going for 2.
Oh,
Yeah, he knocked his dick
so
string
I guess
loose.
they're going for 2 again because you can't do that.
Yo, he hit that dude so
Man,
hard.
they're 70%.
Yeah.
The league average is 48%. Damn.
He said, "Fuck your average."
Their plays are wild.
Oh, flag.
Oh no.
Flag. I felt like he had room to run though, but we see that he don't. But
Damn,
let's see
someone
what's that
lost their
flag.
helmet.
What's the flag? Let's find out what flag is. Then we're gonna rate this beer.
Defense again, so Chiefs got another chance.
You know they ain't gonna try to run it. Let's see.
What do you do?
Who hold it?
It's Kelsey. Just hug him. No, that was both ways. That flag could have been
Yeah,
both ways.
I don't know.
I guess either way, if they threw the flag on both of them,
Yeah,
these
they
replays
just had to
happening.
figure out who. I think if Kelsey would have caught it, they would have caught it the other way. Like fuck this guy. But since he didn't, they're like, no, we can't make.
So they
Mahomes
get
look
extra
bad.
yards, so now they could run it.
So they're not. They should
No,
don't
Kansas
do
City
not
doesn't.
do not run that ball. Do not run it. But they circle Kelsey because they're like, watch, he's right here.
Oh,
You got.
oh!
I
he's gonna
told
get
you.
in.
Told you. He got an opening. I was like,
He got in,
He's got
damn.
an opening.
Oh, you don't headbutt the wall, Gus Farad. You're about to give yourself a concussion.
Oh, he's out for the year.
That would be funny if Mahomes collapsed.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Great national quarterback.
All right, let's go ahead and
Yeah,
rate
let's rate
this.
this. So-
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very good. Called The Lesser Jesus, and it's by Jailbreak, which we've been talking. We should go there sometime. It's in Laurel. Right
After I win the Powerball,
Go buy it.
I settle down. We'll make our own fucking brewery.
Oh, hell yeah, Colompton.
Yeah, the
Actually, I was joking with Bay about them. She's like, actually, Colompton has a good ring to it when
Yeah.
people would buy it.
Dude, I've fucking been saying that. Listen to me, dickhead.
That's where we're going next. All right, so this is a American Pale Ale. It's got notes of stone fruit, citrus, and pear.
I don't know what the fuck any of that means, but it was tasty.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, I don't want to bring it down too much, but it was a 4.8.
That's all right. It was still tasty.
And I think it has the benefit of going after 2 8%ers.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like I still was having a nice little
Yeah,
feeling.
I'm still buzzing.
So I was like, damn, this tastes good. But if we went in reverse order, it would still taste good.
Right, they would definitely get a 5.
But so sometimes it's the order. It's the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Hey, Jailbreak, you won the lottery.
I'm gonna give this a 6.5.
Dang, taste wise, I like better than those 2 beers.
For sure.
4.8.
So and for anything with alcohol and a 4, and if it gets in the 6s for me, I'm buying it.
This is
But-
odd. You got that guy there, and then I just noticed this guy here. I don't know what this is about.
I don't know, baby
It's
Jesus.
like Humpty Dumpty holding like a baby,
I don't know, the lesser Jesus.
and he's got a mustache.
Like,
Look how he's holding this baby. Just on a
you
sack.
assume Humpty Dumpty didn't have a mustache, and no one ever said Humpty Dumpty was an egg.
This is a wild ass picture. What the hell is that supposed to be?
It's taking a shit.
The lesser Jesus? That's weird.
The world's an imperfect place.
I think I gotta give it 7. Maybe it's the 8%ers.
See, that's what I was like. I don't know, man. I
Because I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I can't.
And if we were having like a beer pong night. And
Yeah, this
these
is-
are the
this
beers,
is
I'd
one
be
of 'em.
Good with it.
For sure.
Is it if it's more expensive? I'm not like that.
Well, no.
And the born date was October 13th, so I feel like that's kind of cool.
Be cool if it was October 31st, but no big deal. I like Halloween. All right, so let's get into this movie real quick. You saw a movie I saw, so we can really fully talk about it now.
Yep. So I saw Barbarian.
All right, thoughts?
I liked it. First off, I've told you before, like the supernatural stuff doesn't scare me as much as something a little more realistic. Not that it's completely realistic, but it's like not based on anything supernatural. So I found it a little intense at times. I was calling that the lady, I was calling her the booby monster. She was scary, especially when she was forcing herself.
Yeah.
But you talked about the story last episode, so
Yeah, I was trying to like talk around it without kind of spoiling a lot of it.
yeah. So I mean, it started, the Airbnb, like you said.
Yeah.
And two people, and it almost is trying to lead you into thinking that the dude is gonna do something.
Yeah.
And he seems just untrustworthy. So there's a little twist there because, yeah, I would say the one thing that's wild is that just there's the secret passage as you mentioned. Is how long the tunnel was, but
yeah, and not just that, it was like long, and then there was like more. It wasn't even like, oh, it stops. Oh, wait, there's more to this shit.
So that, and it shows like the original neighborhood and the creepy guy that starts it all, and the dude's a sick fuck, and built basically a tunnel system in the whole neighborhood to get to other neighbors, and we have the booby monster lady. I mean, it was what, homeless guy? He told the story of basically like years of inbreeding, which makes sense because she had the super strength.
So that was my issue to it.
But how would he know it? Is my thing too.
So a couple things here: her being that strong, her being that tall. Those things like okay. Like those types of things just don't compute to me in terms of what was going on down there. But also, he said that she comes out every night hunting. Now we see in that movie multiple times that basement door locks and you can't get out. So how is she getting out then?
Yeah, maybe that tunnel was so long. She was coming out through other houses.
Because they never gave any indicator that it was connected to
other houses. I don't know
houses,
how the homeless dude would know the whole story. It's like, this is years of inbreeding. It's like, they just let you be cool.
Yeah, that too. That got me too, because it's like, how do you know the story, but no one else is talking about the story? Now, the only thing that could be to that is kind of when the cops were talking to the girl, and she's trying to explain herself, but she clearly looked not she looked rough. So
she just went through bad shit.
And then I think that's kind of the same thing with the homeless dude. He can go out there and tell that story until his face turns fucking purple. They're not going to believe you because you're homeless. You're a dude that's living on the street, and all they're going to be like, well, you're crazy. That's all. We're not going to take you serious. But the thing is still is like, how do you know the story though? Because we get to see the story. We get to see the backstory and the flashback part of it too. And I'm going to be honest, even when I watched it the first time, when I saw that flashback, I was like, I got what they were trying to tell me, but I still didn't get it. I was like, okay, I get it, but this still doesn't really feel like what are you telling me? Like, what are you giving me here? Because I was under the impression he had a wife. That's the, like, and, he's coming back to get all the shit. She's about to give birth, and, it was just like, we're just going to hold herself up in the house. That was the first impression.
They could have went more into it exactly because... Yeah, it left it open for your interpretation. Because clearly the baby was being born, but then you see all the cages, so it looks like maybe he had tons of women down in these tunnels that he was impregnating. And then when the homeless guy tells the story, it's like years and years of inbreeding made that lady who she is. But she is scary looking.
Yeah,
very
much. I mean, I think going into this movie, and this is just me because of seeing that one trailer and then finding out that it's a completely different movie, but that trailer still was relevant. So there's this heavy expectation. I was like, yes. And then when I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm not liking it. Now, when I watched it the second time, I did enjoy it a whole fucking lot more.
And with that said, I didn't see any trailer. So
Relax, you're not special.
No,
So,
but there's nothing to.
um,
I had no
well,
expectation.
and that's the thing though. Like, even with seeing the trailer, there's no spoiler to the trailer, so that's not. I think for me, what it was is that everyone who had seen it before me was like, really, dude, and that's why I don't like to hear when something's really good sometimes, because if you tell me something's really good, now I'm going in looking for the good, and then it's like when it's just mid, which is a term I hate, but it's like, okay, like your good is my mid, and it's like, okay, that's fine. Like, now I'm disappointed because I was expecting this thing, but then watching it the second time, I had a different experience with it, and I it's just those couple things that I nitpicked was, again, her being that big and that strong didn't add up, because I don't know much about inbreeding. I don't have a lot of friends in West Virginia, so I don't think I have any listeners there, so I can say this. I don't have a lot of friends there, so I don't know. Let's go find out. Let's go ask them. Let's go hang out in the woods, play a wrong turn.
And I've heard of the term special strength.
Oh, you mean retard strength?
So, I mean, if she's like the fourth generation of the.
But so now rewatching the ending though, did actually there's something a little different on that second watch of the ending for me. Like the very closeout scene. Like, first off, Justin Long, his character was a complete piece of shit. Like he's the worst of
his
us.
karma.
He's a horrible human. But it's
Yeah,
like,
you almost. At first, I'm like a little bit on his side. Of,
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, I mean, what the situation he's in with the. They make it sound like maybe he didn't do anything, but then he starts talking about it to his friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
You're an asshole. And then when he throws the lady off the tower.
yeah, that's well, like him talking to Bar already made me not like him, but when he threw her off the tower, I was like, oh my God, dude, you are a monster. But yeah, I also didn't like that too. Like, it jumps down, it catches up to her on the descent, and then it takes the fall. It's like, okay, cut the shit. And I know I watch a lot of horror movies, and I should be able to suspend disbelief because I do. I suspend it with a lot of shit. It's just like there's like almost kind of this grasp of realism with the movie, and then they start kind of slipping away from it with that. I was like, okay, cut the shit. But then that final scene where she, despite it all, she loved this girl because this girl let her baby her for 2 weeks and take care of her. So this was her baby.
Yeah, and she was like touching her.
Yeah.
He's trying to comfort her, and it's like she felt bad when she had the.
God, dude, that actually fucked with me at the end when she shot. I was like, oh.
Because she realized too what she was a product of.
Yeah.
So she knew, this person was a monster because of what she grew up in, and never even had a chance to be.
And it's not gonna end. It's gonna keep going. She's gonna keep going until she stops going.
So she thought about it for a second. You could see her contemplating.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Upon my second watch, quite enjoyable.
It's a little different.
Yeah, for sure.
It's creative.
What would you give as a score?
So I will say it's a red. I get scared. It has a few scary. I mean, honestly, I turned on dodgeball for a minute before I went to bed. So like, I need something.
Went from one Justin Long movie to another.
Oh yeah, that's why. Because I was like, oh yeah, he's in dodgeball. Because I was like, I need a little bit of a comedy just for a second to get this out of my head.
What did I watch? Oh, after we watched Halloween Ends, I had to watch Clerks 3 as like a palate cleanser.
Yeah,
it was like, like I can't do this.
So,
Well, it was because Halloween was so bad. It was because it was scary. It was just fucking trash.
I'll give it a 7. Like, I like it.
That's fair. That's fair. Like I can't remember what I gave it before, but like on that second watch, it's like, you know what? That's a 7 movie where I would tell people to watch it, but I wouldn't tell people. It's like, just watch it. You have to watch it and feel it. So.
And it's
good.
rare I got to do a palate cleanser. I did need to. I was like, and Bale was screaming.
It's funny because I didn't really find anything scary in that movie. For some reason, it was not. It didn't.
I found
scare
it disturbing more than scary. But I mean, when I did see the booby monster,
She likes to be called the titty monster.
she was scary.
I think the only scare that I got was in the very beginning, where she's standing in the living room, and then Bill Skarsgård pops up behind her because he did that little quick jump scare. That, and then there was a part where he's crawling through the tunnel. Those are the two like scares that got me. Everything else was just like par for the course. It was like, okay, this is business as usual. But
Dude, it was pretty busy building these towns, unless they were like existed already. Because like I guess some of the houses down south they found like the underground railroad had all these passages and stuff like that.
so I'm wondering if we're gonna get a prequel to this, because I feel like people are probably like, I need more. I need an answer because
It looked like some hostile stuff was going on in his room. The videotape.
yeah,
They don't show what's going on, but you find a dungeon-looking bed room with an old VHS, and what's his name, Justin Long, puts in the VHS.
Yeah.
How could you do that? Which he's a sick fuck in his own right, so it had to be some sick shit going on.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then the dude shot himself, and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, when he pulled out the gun, I was like, oh, yo, you trapped in this fucking room with this dude, and ain't nobody gonna find you if something goes down. And then he shot himself. I was like, dog, you better get out. Like, run. So, also with the movie, too, there was a lot of impractical stuff that happened. It's like when she gets out, like, what? Like, leave. What are you doing? Like, oh, I'm just gonna drive my truck into the house. I gotta go save this guy. She had two opportunities to escape, and she went back. She had to go save these guys. It was like, oh, if you don't get the fuck out of Dodge, you are in Detroit right now.
That made me a little creeped out by Airbnb. But then who's to say with Airbnb? I started thinking about it. Like, I bet there's so many Airbnbs with some hidden cameras just doing some perverted shit. Because no one checks those, man.
Well, that's the thing. People swear by those now when they travel. It's like, oh, I want to, I'll stay in this Airbnb. And I think the thing is, when they initially came about, it's supposed to be the cheaper option. But now everybody's like buying up real estate and like souping up these homes and like charging this fucking insane amount. There's no room service. And they charge you all this money, you gotta clean up after yourself. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think maybe the only time it's beneficial now is if you've got a big group. And like you rent out, like, say, a cabin to like 6 bedrooms. That's kind of fun. But even still, I'm creeped out just when there's cameras everywhere. There's no regulation watching for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, even like, it wouldn't be a shocker though to even think like, well, here, I'm gonna have this Airbnb and I'm gonna put the Ring cameras all over the place because I gotta protect my property. Yeah. But then also it's like, yeah, those cameras are here. Are they on the other end watching this? Because I know on mine, like, I can turn on the camera right now and just watch the street if I want. It's fucking boring as fuck, but you can just watch it live.
Yeah, I don't like knowing that there's a camera somewhere, because then it's just like, I mean, say you're at a party, are they gonna replay the party later?
Don't be dumb.
Listen to everyone's like side conversations and stuff. You know what I mean?
Like my grandparents, they have cameras on all, the front and the back door. Which initially, well, it stresses me out if I have to go there at night, like when they're out of town. Because as soon as you open the door, there's a spotlight that shines down on you. I'm like, son, relax. But I get you're old, so they're in their 90s. I get it. But still, hey, because even with us getting the Ring cam for the door, it's like, okay. And that's more so like if I'm down here and, someone rings the doorbell or some shit. Even I don't have a chime down here. I think I only have the chime upstairs. Which Sophie loves it because for Halloween I made it do like a witch's cackle. And now it's a turkey gobble. And we know there's going to be some fucking Christmas fucking chimes. For fuck's sake. But yeah, it's like I considered getting another Ring cam just like for like on the door here. Because like I'm down here and Sophie because Sophie likes to roam the house sometimes. Sophie's creepy too. Like Sophie said to Sarah one day, she said, yeah, sometimes I like to watch Dad sleep. And so it was like, I said, Sarah, it was like, that's why I sleep with the fucking door locked now. She was like, so if someone broke in, they can't get you, but they'll get her. I was like, well, she shouldn't be watching me in my sleep. She earned it. But I was like, I don't want to get a camera because I like the Paranormal Activity movies. Those are fun movies. And then the thought is like, what if like I'm sitting there and my phone says there's motion in the living room? Like, no, the fuck it ain't. That's when I'm like, okay, let me go get my daughter. It's time to fucking leave. So I was like what I don't know won't hurt. Because my neighbors are loud as fuck. I sometimes wonder, is it my neighbors? I don't know. I'm about to put a piece of tape on the attic door just so I can know, like, yo, maybe there's someone living in my attic. I don't know. Because when you get out the shower, the pipes are like fucking creaking and making noise, so it sounds like there are people moving about. Shit is weird, man. It's really weird. All right, man. I think we've done all we need to do. We got to wrap up. I got to finish up tomorrow's episode, and I got to get to bed. I feel like shit. And
Yep.
by my watch, it is actually 12:30,
That's why I'm tired of shit.
but really it's 11:30. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up. It's been fun. Good episode. Fun episode. Fun chat. As always, everybody who's listening, thank you for supporting the podcast. We appreciate you. If y'all got any questions, concerns, criticisms, questions, suggestions, any of those things that rhyme, y'all can shoot us a message. I can be found at bjj.wiki on Instagram, Steve's at thor.bentley on Instagram. Collectively, we're at Colompton Bear Club on Instagram. And we're friendly people, so talk to us. You comment on the post, we'll reply back with more than just a LOL. We'll actually write words. We're friendly. And if you say, hey, your beer is trash, your beer review is trash, we'll say thanks for the follow.
I like to do that. TYM, was it TYS? Thank you so much for whatever the acronym is for.
Yeah, TYSM.
Thank you so much.
It's like, all right, yeah, it sucks. Well, fuck you,
We've
bitch.
got a few that agree with us. And
There's one dude I've been kind of talking to, because he posts comic books and then beer, and I'm like, oh my god. Now I look at his scores, I'm like, dude, I think you're on the same length as us. I think you get it. Like, you're just a regular fucking dude that drinks beer. You're not like with your nose in the air. You're like, hey, I drink beer too, and I read comics. Because you put up some pretty cool issues. I'm like, dude. I think I went on when I first saw his account. I went on and liked like over 100 posts, just direct, like straight through. He was like, dude, thanks for all the love. I was like, dude, like, I love your page. So yeah, if you are listening to that guy, I don't know your Instagram name because I don't be looking at names. I just know accounts. Thank you. You're an awesome guy, and thank you everyone else. And Manuel, thank you for supporting. Manuel was a guest on Off the Mats, and he's a listener here, and we do appreciate you too. He's got a podcast coming up too, called Off the Saddle. He's a cyclist, so I'm excited to hear that when it comes out. So otherwise, thanks everybody. We love y'all. Steve.
Good soup.
Bye, bitch.